We're here.
Sure. Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to Threeflings, the only show on Twitch with three tieflings every Friday night. Threeflings is a collection of one-shot adventures from the UNCAGED Anthology, except for last week. So if this is your first episode or your 50th, welcome. You are all caught up. Tonight, we are playing Serpent's Tooth by Monica Evans and Tim Christopher from Uncaged Volume 2. Let's meet our Tiefs, starting with our guest Tief. Sonia, why don't you tell us about your Tief? Welcome to the show.
Yay! Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'm super excited. I'm Sonia, aka Sonia Baloney Art, and today I will be playing my Tiefling Basilan, who comes from the islands of Sinauna, so this should be fun.
Yay! Gwen, why don't you tell us about your Tief?
I'm Gwendy, and I'm playing Adara, our resident fighty-bitey tiefling. She has no magic, but she won't let that stop her from starting trouble, along with her warg puppy, Crouton, who's big but still puppy, as far as I can tell.
Puppy Crouton?
Yeah.
Oh wait, did you not know about Crouton?
No!
His name's Crouton, and he's great.
Crouton Sonia up on all the pets.
The three bits of tiefling lore we have.
Yes, the only lore.
And Ink, tell us about your Tief.
Hi, my name is Ink. You also might see me down in the chat as at These Dead Pens. Tonight, as usual, I am playing your warlock, magical girl, Pact of the Tome, frog queen Ophelia. And just for Sonia's reference, Ophelia also has a pet that's a little frog named Fred.
Yes!
So if you need to retcon an animal into your backstory, you've probably got about 6 minutes.
So funny. I was debating between, I have an extra proficiency I could take. It was between athletics and animal handling, and now I'm sad.
Oh, perfect.
I don't think either of them have animal handling either.
No, I'm just, like, decently wise.
I'm not, so I can't even act like I do.
Ophelia's frog is untrained.
Yes, but he does speak with water elementals, so he's good there.
Untrained, unhinged.
You're so right. I
love it. Uncaged.
Hey.
Good segue.
Thank you. So tonight's adventure does have a couple of content warnings. Snakes, as it is a kind of a permanent content warning because of Ophelia's staff. But as you might have noticed, as this is called Serpent's Tooth, maybe they will feature more prominently. There are also some content warnings about potential animal harm and controlling parental figures. So if either of those are going to be problems for you, then feel free to duck out. And we love you so much and look forward to seeing you next week. But for a point of shared team inspiration, who wants to give us a previously on Threeflings? I'll let you do either The Village That Wept, that was by me, or we can do a flashback of the Candlekeep adventure.
Oh, thank God. I only remember the Candlekeep adventure.
I wasn't here for the other one, so I only know the Candlekeep too. Woo! And the Draz is in chat too, so the Draz can yell at us if we got it wrong.
Oh yeah. So Candlekeep adventure, we went to a library and met a lovely tiefling named Mouse, who was reading a book that promptly turned into an orb of ghost and then attacked her, and then we vanquished, and the librarians were like, that's not a book. The people who turned in this book owe us a book. And so we went on a quest to resolve where the true book was, and met a Jackalware family who was selling, not counterfeit books. They were selling books
like replicants.
Yeah, replica books that would eventually start eating people, but lasted for long enough for the family to like sell them. And we were like, hey, you should probably do something else. And they were like, you're right. And so they stopped. And then we went back to the library and we're like, here are the real books. Everyone who was stuck in the library because they owed the library a book can leave now. And that's my summary.
Yes, also Draz cried on stream, as she
Yeah.
put in the chat. Draz did cry on stream.
Draz was our DM and did an amazing theater kid performance. It was 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. The VOD's on YouTube.
Yes. All right,
Please.
That is totally worth a shared point of inspiration. So, Sonia, how that works is at any point, if any of you just want to grab an inspiration for a reroll, you can do it. And also, those of you in the chat can give any of the Threefs a nat 20 or a nat 1, or you can give it to me by using channel points. So feel free to mess with all of our dice.
Sometimes we need the help.
Test this dice again. I'm trying so hard.
Manifest. Poor DM rolls.
So, Basilin, you have come from a long way away. How are you feeling about finding yourself on this coast? How'd you get here?
Well, the long and short of it was I was leaving home to go on my yearly journey to do some studying, and all of a sudden my ship was attacked. Fight, fight, fight. I fall into the ocean. Something portals me, and now I am washed up on the shore.
Oh, saggy teeth.
Yep.
Oh no.
So, Idara and Ophelia, well, Idara, you have been leaving Contreras-on. Ophelia, you were leaving the village from the Divine Order of Things, I believe, which was a little bit further back with the Rusalka. But
Yes.
you both know that you have a job up ahead. You've been hired by Lord Devlin to survey his hunting lodge to see if it's ready to open.
Right.
And you're supposed to meet with his agent at the Drunken Uncle Inn, just up the river.
That's a name.
Yeah. That's,
So, as you are heading to the Drunken Uncle, you encounter, I'm assuming, a bit of a waterlogged Tief. And Sonia, why don't you tell us what Devlin looks like?
So Basilan looks like she is 5 foot without the horn. She is very short, dressed in a mixture of like reds, dark browns, and blacks. And currently, she has a headband over her head, and she's got antlers, deer antlers, and little deer ears. And I would describe her face, but right now I kind of imagine that she's face down in the sand.
Who has come upon her, Ophelia or Adara?
That's up to y'all. How do you two walk?
Idara is definitely the kind of person that does the thing where she walks like a little bit in front of whoever's with her.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
was
a
more
half step.
like, is Ophelia gonna catch up with Adara, or is Adara gonna get there before me?
Fair.
Aw, thank you for the sub.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
So I'm gonna say we've probably caught up shortly before this, so we come across her at about the same time. But I think Idara probably spots like the lump from really far away because her passive perception is very high.
Yeah,
She's
mine's
like,
not. What is it?
there's something off the road, like a
Like what? Like a
person. Hang on.
Oh,
go
that's
over.
not normal, is it?
Is Basilan
Just,
like breathing?
Poke her with a stick.
I will absolutely nudge her with my foot if she doesn't like react to being approached.
Yeah, Ophelia's poking her with a stick.
Yeah, I think it's like that first poke. Ah! Where am I?
The road?
What?
Were you dead?
Why are you wet?
No. Looking currently at the body of water that is behind me.
I mean, there's a river.
Oh, are you like a sailor? Is she like Marlo? Are you a sailor?
No. Where am I?
What's the name of the town we're going to?
You don't know the town name, but let's see. Yeah, because it's an abandoned hunting lodge, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and you're getting directions to it at the Drunken Uncle Inn.
Middle of bumfuck nowhere. Closest town is like half a day away.
I think at this point, like, Basilan is like looking at the terrain and how different it is from home, and she just like has that moment of, oh no. Oh no, this is bad. Okay.
You seem a little concerned. Is this not where you planned on ending up?
Nope, not by a long shot. I think I am very far from home, and oh boy, I have to figure out a way to get back. She's like getting up and like dusting the sand off of her. Like,
where did you come from?
have you heard of the islands of Sinauna or the island of Talunan?
DM, have I?
Roll me a history check.
I'm the fighter.
I was gonna say, Adara probably would have some method of knowing.
5.
Do you want me to try? Adara,
Sure.
do you want me to try?
Let's see how
Say-
far from
Adara,
home
you
you
I got
are.
a critical fail. Forget it.
Oh,
I have no idea where I am.
Yeah, I'm like
yeah,
a,
you know that because she said islands, that they sure sound like they're near water.
well, no, not even a little bit. So I guess step 1 is to get you to an ocean, and step 2 is to figure out if it's the right ocean.
okay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Hi, I'm Basilan. Sorry about all this.
Hi,
Bringing out hair.
Adara.
Oh, Ophelia, I'm sorry about poking you with a stick, although I do think it was warranted given the fact that we didn't know if you were dead.
No, that's fair. Better to poke it with a stick than with your actual finger.
I mean, depends.
No, I think it's usually a good move to try a stick first.
Thank you.
Stick first is smart. You should stick with that instinct, Ophelia.
Haha, stick with it. Haha.
Oh,
You
shit.
made a joke.
Fuck.
But do you guys mind if I literally don't know where I am. Is it okay if I stick with you guys for a little bit until I kind of figure out where I am?
Yeah, I don't know what your skill set is, but we're going to investigate a building to see if it's up to code, I think, but it pays decently. If you need some money, you can help out with that. I honestly don't know what the fuck they expect us to do. I'm a mercenary and Ophelia's my +1, like...
Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't pick Shy for this, given that she probably knows, like, codes.
I can't imagine Shy would be excited about telling somebody the various building codes that they've broke. Now that I say it, maybe she would have been.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think, like, what's the fantasy version of OSHA? And I'm like, Shy would definitely know those codes.
Fantasy OSHA.
Shy would
Kosha.
enjoy telling other people that they've
Kosha.
broken those rules.
Yeah,
But I mean, I figure we just
exactly.
kind of, we walk around, we like jump up and down on the things that look like they could be precarious, and we make sure nobody's like squatting in the basement, and then we're good to go.
Okay, well, I'm not, I don't know building codes, but if you jump around on something and you fall through, I can fix that. I can heal you.
Nice, thanks.
Oh, finally, we have someone who can do healing magic. Are you also going to insult me when you heal me, or are you just going to do it?
Why would I do that?
We have a cleric friend who doesn't insult people when she heals, but she just has other things that she would prefer to do.
Oh, well, no, that's not my first instinct, but if you did something dumb, I will make sure you know it, and then I will heal you.
That's fair, I respect that.
Oh.
So having united the group, you aren't too far from the drunken uncle. You arrive at an inn that is, like everything else, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Once you get in, you see it's a small but not totally unpopulated bar. It looks like a lot of hunters probably come by. You see some pelts and assorted heads on the wall. Once you pop in, as per your usual instinct to go to the bar and get a drink, you find out that your food and drinks and room for the night have already been paid for. And the bartender points to a middle-aged human person who looks way too fancy for this kind of establishment, sitting at a table by the fire.
Oh,
And
no, I'm not a
says that they've
fancy
paid for
person.
your stuff.
Ophelia and Adar have already met one fancy person at a bar, and it went very poorly.
Yeah. What was the name of the person who hired us again?
Lord Devlin.
All right.
Oh, that sounds like a fancy person's name.
Yeah. Are they like looking at us presently?
This person does look fairly, like their eyes widen and they look pretty eager when you come in.
Fuck.
You know the person staring at us?
I'm gonna
Either of
guess.
you?
I'm gonna guess that's Lord Devlin, the person who hired us, or a random weirdo, I guess.
Yeah, I don't see any castles around, so I don't really know why a lord would be here.
Seeing your hesitation, the finely dressed person starts to wave you over.
Okay, I'm gonna guess that that's the person who hired us.
Either that or he's just very, very eager to see newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
mean, yeah, we are in the middle of nowhere.
they bought our drinks, food, and lodging, so we can at least say hi, I guess.
Yeah,
Walk over.
also, Basilon, do you want, like, to not have sand on you?
Oh shoot, still on me. Hang on.
I was gonna say, because if you want, I will, like, offer to fill my mage hand with water and, like, dump it over your head, if that's what you want.
No, I think at this point I'm gonna dry off and let it flake off because she's been waterlogged. Like, no water, no water, no water.
I totally thought you were gonna prestidigitate it, but I love mage hand just dunk.
I don't have prestidigitation, but what I do have is mage hand and a water skin.
The best part about that is just knowing that you could absolutely use your own hands.
Yeah, but my own hands can't always go over the horns and everything. Especially if you're short. Got short arms.
How tall is it? Is
Ophelia's about the same height as Basilon.
Hey, shorties!
Yeah, we got
Yeah, Adara's the one tall one this time.
we got 2 teenies and a mega.
Yay.
Small
But,
and full.
Small and tall. But I was like, no, it's okay. I think I'll just let it dry and then flake off me. And she starts dusting herself off. Oh, and I forgot to mention that on Basilon's exposed skin on her chest, arms, and legs, she is covered in tattoos. Like very geometric straight line tattoos.
Yeah, everyone should go look at the full art for her at some point because it's very cool.
So
Oh my
good.
god, it's so good!
All right, let's approach this stranger who bought us things. This can only go well.
What could go wrong?
Ah, yes, welcome. I should introduce myself. I am, Applewhit Maplethorn. I'm Lord Devlin's, aide de finance. Please do make your acquaintance. Have a seat. Everything has been taken care of for the night. Make yourselves comfortable. Lord Devlin wishes the best. And they shake their head and say, I'm not really sure why he's so set on reopening the lodge, but he is offering 600 gold apiece for your report. The place should be empty, but if it's not, and they look kind of askance and grimace and say, well, leave whatever you have to do out of the report. I could tell you what the lodge was like about 10 years ago, but who knows what might be there now. So, any questions?
Yeah, do you want to tell us your suspicions of how you think the lodge is now? Because it sounds like you've got some guesses.
Oh, well, years and years ago, the lodge was a wonderful hunting lodge called the Serpent's Tooth. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. Lord Devlin's family owned it, used to go there for hunting parties and rent it out to hunters for vacations, and then it just closed up. And, well, you know how things are. I suppose he wants to change things around again. But like I said, any food, any drinks you want are on the house, so help yourselves. And I could give you a map or a general layout of the place if you'd like. And that's pretty much what I know, mostly.
Wait, Ink, are you talking? I see your mouth moving, but no
Yeah,
sound is
can
coming
hear
out.
you.
It's
Some
kind of
noise is
glitchy.
coming through, but it's pretty choppy.
There we go.
There.
Ah, there
Okay,
you
There
go.
we go.
Okay, sorry, my mic is very old, so it's kind of starting to give up on me. I'm gonna
Support our Patreon to buy Ink a new mic. Anyway.
lean over to Adara and be like, did the note say anything else? Because it feels like this isn't just it.
I mean, did the note say anything else? Because the note was just like, make sure it's suitable for reopening, right?
Yep. I'd like to hire you at great expense to make the
Can I-
lodge suitable for reopening.
Can I insight check this person? Because 600 gold for a checkup and see if it's up to snuff is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's a lot of
absolutely
money.
insight.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
In
while
chat.
you're doing that,
Insight
will-
check. this
May I
person.
also?
brain.
So that was going to be the follow-up question.
Check.
No, that's 13.
Okay.
Adara got an aggregate 20 for what it's worth.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, I was gonna ask this person a question and then roll for it.
So since they beat you to it, Bossalon, you can definitely tell there's something. There's more to the story. They're definitely holding something back, and it seems that they don't want to talk about it. Adara, you could tell that they really don't want to talk about something unpleasant, maybe about why it closed.
Hmm.
And Ophelia, what were you going to ask?
I want to lean over to, what is their name? Appleton?
What did I make up? Apple.
Yeah,
Apple
Applewood
blossom.
Maplethorn.
Yes, that was it.
Okay,
Thank you.
because I was like, this person's name sounds like a dessert. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna lean over and be like, Ophelia, it's very, very nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet
Is there a particular reason why Lord Devlin didn't meet us here? Because it seems like the note doesn't really tell us a whole lot.
Oh well, he's
Other
a lord.
than-
He's a very busy man. He lives at court, far away from here. This is his summer hunting estate. Sometimes in the fall, rents it out to friends or those pleasing to his court, or those in favor with the lord.
Okay, is there any particular reason he would send like a financial person and not like a construction person then? Because you seem very nice, but like
Thank
not the kind of person that I would expect to cover construction and I guess reopening a building.
you. Well, ideally, there's not much construction to be done. Ideally, it's just empty and ready to send some maids in and have it all sorts of ready to go. But that's not my job. That's your job to ascertain, and my job to pay you, which is why I've been sent. The person with the money, as it were.
So
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
about
Money.
us doing our job, it would be helpful to get a little more background information on the lodge, like, say, why it closed the first time. Might be applicable to the current situation, so we're not walking in blind.
Give me a persuasion check.
14, because I rolled 14.
Ophelia's starting to rub off on you. Yeah.
So Appleton sighs, and then they say, we don't really like talking about this, but hopefully any new visitors to the lodge won't remember or know. But 10 years ago, there was an unfortunate incident at the lodge. Beautiful woman caused the death of 3 fine, upstanding noblemen. I wasn't there. I don't really know what happened, but shut the whole thing down. And as he says that, a group of hunters come in and they're kind of congratulating each other, cheering each other on, and ordering a round of drinks.
Did they say, it just sounds like they're congratulated on, like, doing a good hunt? Or, like, did they say anything specific?
Give me a perception check to
Sure.
spy.
Aggregate 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you hear them talking about like, oh yeah, that was a good hunt. That was nice job. I didn't think we'd find anything apart from those weird tracks, right? And then another one saying like, oh well, shame we didn't find Constantina. And a couple other of them talking about how, well, it's okay. Constantina knows her way around. I'm sure she'll come back. But yeah, how it's a shame that little girl is missing.
Shit. This always happens. All right. Adara listens to that for a second and is just like, all right, gonna put a pin in that. What were we talking about? I got distracted by the people.
Pretty lady killed 3 noblemen and it shut the whole lodge thing down. Why did she kill them?
Yeah.
Well, it's unclear if
what
she actually
happened?
murdered them or if, you know how it is with nobles dying for the hand of a beautiful lady. But whatever the case was, she was deemed responsible, and because it was Lord Devlin's lodge, he just thought it best to bury the whole thing and move along quietly. Whether she murdered them, whether they murdered themselves for her favor, whether they murdered each other to impress her, it was just a nasty story, terribly tragic, left their families without heirs. It was most unfortunate, and that's why I don't really know why he's opening the place again, but you never know what nobles are gonna do you?
I read storybooks. I didn't know that nobles actually kill each other for that. Is that a normal thing?
Why are you asking us?
Rich
I'm
people do
asking
weird
the-
things.
A person here who seems to have money and experience with this. Because this is weird to me.
Well, it wouldn't do any good to speak ill of my employers, so... And then they just take a big drink of their wine.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. What ended up happening to the woman who, like, was involved in the whole situation? Did it, like, you told us what happened with the guys. What happened to her?
I have no idea.
She straight up killed 3 noblemen, and we don't know what happened to her.
Well, the real
That's weird.
tragedy from what I've heard from Lord Devlin was that, those families were left heirless.
Yeah, but again, what about the woman?
And he kind of leans in closer and says, from what I heard, she wasn't even nobility.
It's not the concern. I think we're sitting here on 2 different planes of concern.
We
Yep.
are, because we're concerned about the person. This person is concerned about hierarchy and standards. This is... I don't know
So-
about this.
Well, you can see how, a commoner might just slip away after something like that. Perhaps she was executed. Perhaps she vanished in the shuffle. It was before I
Yeah.
was in my current position.
I would feel like that would be something that noble people would talk about.
Oh, yeah. Unless it's too painful of a thing to talk about, and so instead of gossiping about it, they just bury it.
Yeah, but like, don't rich people tend to make fun of the people that they like rule over? Isn't that like a normal thing?
So, thanks for the food and the lodging.
Absolutely, I'll be waiting here until your expedient return.
Got it. Team, I have some other people I want to talk to in this bar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Do you know anyone?
I want to talk to the hunters who just rolled in. You're welcome to come, I guess, if you want. They said some things that caught my ear.
Okay. I will follow.
Yeah, sure.
I'll just walk over. Be like,
Girls
see ya.
with weapons, right on.
What? Sorry.
I said girls with weapons, right on.
I love the idea. Adara just like head to toe like an armory. Ophelia's got a massive scythe on her back, and I don't know what Basilan's carrying, but I'd like to imagine that it is equally like large in comparison to her body.
I mean,
I have a
Basilic's all like
spear.
tatted up.
Yeah, I have tats,
Yeah.
I have a spear, and I have a sword at my side. It's a Chris, which is like one of those like super wavy blades.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. We're just like, yes.
Yeah.
Welcome, have a seat, have a seat.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Couldn't help but overhear something about a missing girl.
Wait, people are missing again?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
At this, you hear one of them go, oh yeah, Constantina, but don't worry, she knows her way around the woods. She usually vanishes from time to time. It's, you know how it is. And,
Question: how old
Yeah.
is this child?
oh, and that causes some commotion as they start to kind of talk around them about themselves, and you hear them go like 15, 16, no, I thought 14. Well, she's 17? You know her brother, right? Kind of thing. And so she's like, she's old enough to hunt, not old enough to, really take out. 16, 17, something like that.
Do either of you know how old that is?
Yeah,
the
it's like
thing is-
16.
Her dad's more annoyed than worried about her, honestly, because, she's run off before, but, she was supposed to start working as a housemaid for a nobleman down the way, and if she doesn't come back and start her job, she's gonna lose the position, and then their whole family would be out of luck.
Well, what does she look like? Just for our frame of reference, we're heading into the woods on unrelated business pretty soon. We'll keep an eye out.
She's cute.
That's not super helpful.
So,
Okay,
Yeah, we're thinking like, skin tone, eye color, hair color, not the
Height.
general
yeah,
aura
like
of
my
a person.
frog is cute, but that doesn't help.
so he kind of points at Ophelia and goes, close to your height. With like tan skin, light brown, freckles, and one of them says she has auburn hair and aquiline nose, freckles, and an athletic posture.
Human?
The English major.
I'm assuming she's human.
Oh yeah, she's human. Now, what has us riled up, see, is that, there's been these weird tracks in the woods. See, we would have been concerned if she'd gone missing this long before, because there's big wild animals in there, but we haven't seen hardly any lately. That's why this is such a good hunt that we're celebrating. Another round here, please. But, been fewer and fewer big animals in there that's, worth coming home to have a roundabout. But there have been some weird tracks we couldn't figure out. And now
Weird
she's
how?
up there with these weird tracked animals.
Yeah, like weird like deer with feet backwards, or weird like they don't look like animals.
Does anyone have paper? Can they draw the
Yeah,
tracks?
I have goals.
Yeah, they start to draw some tracks. And, give me a nature check to identify these tracks.
Can we all try?
Sure.
Okay.
13?
Oh, dang it.
16.
14.
Okay.
Hey, nice job, team.
Yay.
So you can tell that some of these look like the rear feet of bears. But it's funny because they're like all together, right? And then there'll be these weird claws kind of thing, or like a bear that has all rear feet. And then you see some other ones that have look with that 16. You see something that looks more like a big lizard.
Lizard feet or like
Lizard feet.
Oh. Do you guys have like big lizards around?
No, not that I've seen, no. We've got, bears. Not like those weird bears, but bears and deer and wolves. Not so many anymore.
Like, it's not just me. These look like lizards, right? Like lizards, but big.
Big lizard, yeah.
Sure. Bear with all rear feet. So like a bear walking on its hind legs.
Yeah, but close together, like.
Like taking tiny steps and walking
Yeah,
on
like
its
they're
hind legs.
shuffling?
It's
I just thought of a
weird.
bear shuffling and it was really cute.
Yeah,
Bear
it's like-
shuffle. All right. And were these tracks like together, commingling, part of a set?
No, these new ones that they point to the lizards. Those are new. Those that point to the rear feet bear. So those are different.
You see bears around? And
Not
if so-
anymore. We see little brown bears, nothing like that big.
What did you used to?
No, nothing that big is in these woods.
You said that some of them were new and some of them were old. How old do you think the tracks were?
We've been out there a week or so. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Big lizard, big bear, and there's a kid out there.
yep.
You hear one of them go, they might have come down from that cursed lodge.
Oh, like
Curse
the one
Lodge.
that belongs to the rich guy. Are we talking about like the same one where people died?
Yeah.
That explains the $600, 600 gold of hazard pay. It's cursed.
Mhm. Cursed how?
Yeah, nobody goes up there. Weird
Like-
sound.
That's
Do you
it?
have like a banshee infestation?
That a common thing you ask folks?
You'd be
No,
surprised.
We've just met a couple people who say, "Oh, my house is cursed," and it's like not cursed in a fun way, where there's like someone's ghost locked in the basement.
That's fun.
That doesn't sound fun either.
Like I
You
said,
look
it's
and
not
see-
in the fun way.
All of these hunters look absolutely horrified.
Soft, powdery little friend, just like cursed, like not in the fun way, like someone trapped in your basement until they die kind of way.
I want that on a shirt. Cursed in a fun way.
Yeah. What would
Mood
Ophelia
store,
consider?
coming soon.
Ophelia, what would you consider to be cursed in a fun way? Because I feel like cursed sort of precludes fun.
Like haunted house cursed, like fun, like there's just like a ghost cat or something living in your walls.
I don't know if that's a curse. I guess I don't know shit about magic. Sure, that's a curse.
I mean, yeah, I think if you do the magic right, anything can be a curse in that situation, can't it? I'll have to ask Shy.
I
I
literally
think so.
cannot answer that.
Do you know, Masalon?
Yeah. How do curses work, new person?
Well, she said she does magic. That's why I'm like,
I mean, I can't curse people. I just gotta touch them. But
At that, all the hunters just kind of scooch their chairs away from the table a little bit.
well,
like the wood on wood, like scooching noise.
I guess nature of curses. Oh, I guess like a little mild haunting, like if it was just like a ghost cat that just popped around, that's fun. But if it's like a big curse that's hurting people, yeah, that's not so much fun.
That's what I'm saying. There's cursed in a fun way, and then there's cursed in a not fun way.
I guess maybe it's not so much cursed as like the first one with the ghost cat. It's more like a spook.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting off topic.
Sorry.
So, anything specific about the lodge other than that there are bad noises?
We don't fuck with it because it's cursed.
All right,
How
fair.
is it cursed? Aside from people not coming back.
There were those people that died there 10 years ago.
Three noblemen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Other
And
than
that
that,
girl,
What happened to her?
Do you know
yeah,
anything
we haven't
about the
been able to
girl?
get that answer.
she vanished, apparently, never seen again.
Like vanished as in like the way that peasants vanish, like where they just die and no one talks about it, or like
We have
vanished in,
funerals
like-
for our dead here.
okay, so like vanished as in like no one actually ever finds her. Okay, so it's the second one.
Well, congrats on your hunt. That
Hey,
was a big
thanks.
accomplishment. Yeah. Good job. Round of drinks
Thanks,
on.
weapons girl.
Thanks. Yeah. Round of drinks
Just
for you
say
guys
which one?
on them. Point back at Applewood. I think I've run out of things to ask.
I think that's... I think
Alright.
at most we're gonna just have to go and find out for ourselves.
Yeah. Good to know something's happening, but I expect it's gonna not be something we can answer without going.
Yeah.
Before we leave, hang on. Gonna turn toward the pack of hunters and be like, "Hey, does anyone want to come with us for like help getting there? And I'll give you as much food will fit on my tab."
You're going to the Cursed Lodge?
I mean, yeah, someone has to see if it's refurbishable.
They kind
Love
of
it-
whisper.
Love it or list it.
They kind of whisper among themselves that say, no, that's, you couldn't pay me enough to go to that lodge, but, you folks have fun.
All right.
Okay. Well, guess the food's gonna stay in my tab then. Good luck.
Cursed
And
fun.
just like wave at them. Yeah. Yeah.
I make spooky fingers at them because I mentioned I could curse people.
It's like the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia font. The gang goes to Cursed Bar.
So, going ahead, are you going to spend the night in the Drunken Uncle or head out immediately?
How late in the day is it?
You tell me.
I mean, we probably found Basalon in like afternoonish.
Yeah, it's probably dinner time.
Yeah, it's like, do we want to go to the Cursed Bar at night or in the daylight? Either way, it's thematic.
Well, I'll tell you now, the journey to the lodge takes 6 days.
Wow.
Oh! All right,
Wow.
so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so I say that we
my
hang out here, we eat it up, and we chill, and then we go out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because if it was down the road,
that's
like,
not at
oh,
all
let's go
what I was
now.
thinking.
Yeah, I was like,
Wait,
oh man,
it'll
it's gonna
be a
take like
couple
3
hours.
hours to get there. Like, we won't get there until sundown.
No, it's
Yeah,
fully
that's-
gonna be the Shrek montage where we're going from the swamp to the faraway land, and we're just gonna be in the back of a wagon for 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
This is the last rest stop on your way to far, far away.
Oh gosh, it's just
I'll
like
be in the
shaped like a
back being-
big onion.
Yeah, I'll be in the back with Donkey.
Oh no.
And I'll say, if you choose to run this adventure, this would be a great time to have like random encounters or wilderness things. But we're not going to do that right now. So, I will assume that you are confident. I'm putting trust in you. And about 4 days into your travel, you see some weird tracks that are really big. And you don't have to roll to identify them because you recognize them from the picture. These are definitely rear feet of a bear tracks.
The reverse bear shuffle.
Moonwalk.
Guys,
Bear was moonwalking.
we have a moonwalking bear. Stay alert.
You could give me a perception or survive check to see anything further about them, or you can just be like, ah, yes, the tracks and
1
continue.
million% do this.
Are these bears dancing in the woods?
No,
I got a
that's one.
2. Yes, they are.
A 201.
18.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Idara's good at perception.
Yeah, I
alright.
know, which is hilarious.
You see
Out of
some feathers around here too. Like
Hey, new
big
girl.
feathers.
How good at animals are you? Do you know what these belong to? I will say holding up a large feather.
Take out the herbalism kit and like compare to see if they're like hawk feathers or some kind of thing.
Those are way bigger than hawk feathers.
They like bigger than an arm?
Closer inside to like harpy feathers.
Mm.
Well, we've seen a harpy. Is it like a harpy feather?
It is not a harpy feather. It's different patterning than harpy feather, but you would guess that it's, you know,
Oh!
it's
Wait,
similar in size.
may I make a nature check to know if Idara knows what I know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know what
14?
this actually is, but my brain went big chicken.
Would you say 14?
Yeah?
14?
Yeah?
Yeah. What do you know?
Owlbear?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think it's bareback feet and feathers. It's an owlbear.
Excuse me a minute, and Goslan goes into her bag, and she just suddenly pulls out a alchemy jug. just thinking bear and honey. She's just thinking bear and honey.
Oh,
Oh, good.
wait. Owl bear, like owl and then bear?
Like top half owl, arms and feet bear.
Oh, I've seen like pictures of them. I was thinking like a really big chicken.
I was thinking big chicken too.
I thought
Maybe
it was
that's-
really
When I was
That would be
100%
much
thinking big
scarier.
chicken.
big chicken.
I mean, they're the
Big chicken
closest
is
thing
just
to
a T-Rex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Just a
Yeah, it's like
fluffy
a T-Rex,
T-Rex.
but floof.
All right.
It's Sherman.
So we still don't know what
sponsor us.
an owlbear wouldn't explain the lizard tracks, but this is
No.
at least 2 out of 3 mysteries solved.
Is there like such a thing as an owl bear lizard? Like 1/3
Whoa.
owl, 1/3 bear, 1/3 lizard.
Like
I'm
owl,
gonna
No, but now I want to commission art for
owl
one.
top,
uh
like owl head, bear body, tail lizard.
hmm.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm gonna say not that I've heard of.
Oh.
That doesn't mean it can't exist, but I haven't heard of it.
Okay.
The gang makes a chimera.
Can I maybe do like a survival check to see how fresh these tracks are? Because I need to know if we are in immediate danger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a different die.
I want
'cause
to
this one's
take the feathers from Adara
So
and like
that
just like flap them around.
that's a 23.
Oh, damn.
I'm good at survival.
Yeah, you can pinpoint that these tracks are about 2 days old.
2 days old. Okay. So not in immediate danger, because immediately Basilon is like scanning the tree line, like where is it?
Yep.
Wait, do owl bears live like in caves or in trees? Or like both?
I would
They
guess,
live in caves.
yeah, like dens.
Okay, because I was just imagining one of these like hanging upside down from a tree.
Based on the drawings I've seen of them, I'm not convinced they can fly.
No, they live in blood-soaked caves, according to
Oh.
the lore.
Okay,
Full
sure.
of bones.
Cuddly!
Okay.
They drag
Good
their
job.
prey back to the caves and then just
Why
kind
so-
of leave
The
them
lore
there.
makes them so violent. Whenever I see it in Balber, I'm like fluffy Fred.
I know, they're
Right.
so cute.
My
I-
go-to mental image of owlbears is Leisha Hannigan's art of owlbear cubs. That
Oh,
they're just
yeah.
like tidy and they're adorable and they're holding out their hands and they're like, oh, I'm walking for the first time ever. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
precious. And then the monster manual is like 10 feet tall and will kill you.
Look,
I have
that
to
is
say, because I
they're
know
10 feet tall and they will kill me, but I will risk my life to hug that.
Fair.
That is what I'm willing to do.
Oh yeah.
because I know that Zan is in chat right now, I will tell you that Zan sells like owlbear cub prints there in teacups and beer steins. And
Oh, that's awesome.
so, on the 5th day of traveling,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
you find a 4-foot stretch of wagon tracks that are heading your way. They look kind of weird. Like there's something funky about the wagon tracks. But you can tell that they are wagon tracks.
So by heading your way, do you mean
Heading the way that you are heading to the left.
Okay, I was like, when did we pass them? Okay, that makes more sense.
What do you mean, like the wagon things look weird? Like the wheels are bent inwards or bent outwards, or like they're going like
Wibbly
serpentine? Like, what's weird about the tracks?
You can take a look at them. You can give me like an insight or perception check, I guess.
Oh,
Okay, because I was gonna say, because like if these tracks are like bowing inward, I'm like, oh, something big.
Yeah, I was like, are they like weird as in they just skid off the road?
Yeah,
No.
definitely.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Let me see. What are we? It's a perception or like insight?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be a 24.
Okay. So, with your wealth of knowledge about carts, you can tell that this wagon had a mechanism built to erase tracks, but that mechanism failed and seemed to have been kind of jury-rigged to repair it.
Oh, so it's like
Alright.
the tracks like kind of like stop and go, stop and go.
Mhm.
So it's like on the fritz. Oh, interesting.
As you are examining these tracks, the
Are we
ground
alone?
shakes. You
We are not
hear
alone.
shouting and a high-pitched scream that abruptly cuts off, followed by a heavy smash.
I
Great time
am.
for Adara to leave. Oh, she's back now.
Oh, she's back. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Oh, you missed smashy Hulk time.
I have wireless headphones, I heard.
Okay.
But yeah, fuck. I guess we probably all start going, huh?
Yeah, what direction is the yelling coming from?
The direction you are going to.
Well,
Oh, perfect.
Y'all,
like the party got started.
yep, I'll break into a jog for this.
I was gonna say I have my big python staff, and I'm just like,
Go, go, go.
yeah, it's like a baton, but like much longer than a baton ever needed to be.
You approach the massive central courtyard of the Serpent's Tooth. And you don't really need to bring the map up for this yet, but I will just tell you that that is where you are. You see 2 guards poised, weapons drawn, in the center of it. A 3rd guard is trying to wake an unconscious robed woman. A large wagon has been smashed apart, and a wounded horse shivers on the ground nearby. One of the guards sees you and shouts, "Watch yourselves!" The ground rumbles again, and an armored creature bursts through the earth, leaps high in the air, and lands directly in front of you.
Is this a
And-
Tarrasque or an owlbear?
And
Why is it armored?
it is going to
Is it a
make an
bullet?
attack on Adara.
Yep.
And that is going to be... It's gonna miss you, actually. So, that
Winning.
is a good thing for you. But let's roll initiative, y'all.
Oh boy.
Okay, see, the problem with the English language is when you say armored, I'm like, is it wearing armor? Does it have scales? Does
It has
have,
natural
like,
armor.
a shell? Which is why I was like, is this a Tarrasque? Is this a bullet? Is this an owlbear? Just wearing
Since you
metal
asked,
armor?
I'll tell you, it's a bullet.
Oh.
Oh, bullets, the sharks of the land.
Excuse you, that's
Teacher.
Adara's title.
The secondary sharks of the land.
Okay. I have to tell you, when I was reading about the bullet, It made me think of Adara.
Good.
Also called the land shark, it lives only to feed. Irascible and rapacious, bullets feared no other creature, and they attack with no regard for superior numbers or strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading the description too. Underground hunter, wandering monster. It has no lair, but roams a hunting territory up to 30
Where's
miles
the
wide.
friend tag?
So how's everybody doing there?
Okay, for initiative, okay, I only have a +1, so that is a 19 for me.
Nice. 15 for me.
What for you, Adara?
15.
Okay. What'd you get, Ophelia?
I got a 7.
Okay.
Also, I looked further into it. Apparently, some people think bullets are the mixture of a snapping turtle and an armadillo with a demon ichor, which also doesn't explain why these things are significantly larger than both of them ever could be.
It's the demon ichor. Just like Adara.
Demon ichor make you big.
Splash, and that doesn't turn a foot tall armadillo into a 10-foot tall thing.
Demon ichor made Adara tall, and it also made the bullet tall.
Boslon, you are up.
Oh boy. Okay. So it's right. It's right in front of us, correct?
Yeah. Looks
How
like
close are the people that got attacked in regards to like where we are? Because I'm about to do something.
they are in the courtyard. You are just outside of it.
Okay, so would you say they're out of a 30-foot sphere?
Sure.
Okay. Basilan, her eyes are going to start glowing as well as her tattoos, and she is going to say, "Get away from her!" And she's going to raise her arms up and slam her fists on the ground, and I'm going to cast Eruption. And get her right on the edge. So
that was instantly cool.
This creature needs to make a dex save,
It's
and I need to get
not
my
sexy.
d6s.
That'd be an 8.
Okay, so it fails. So it's going to take 46 fire damage plus thunder damage.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I thought you said 46.
Oh no, not
my
46.
God damn.
It's like, oh my god!
No. Please hold for math. 6. Oh wow, I rolled really well on that first one.
It might actually be 46 though.
So that's 24 points of fire damage, or
Okay.
21 points of fire damage, and then
Did you roll max?
no, I didn't roll. Cause I rolled like 2 6s and a 5 and a 4. That's
Ooh.
pretty good. 3 plus. And then 16 points of thunder damage, and now the area that it's in is difficult terrain until I think the end of my next turn.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So the 21 plus 16, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I'm a backup.
Adara, you are up.
I am where I want to be. I'm taking out my scimitar, and I'm taking 2 swings at this thing.
Do it.
How big is it? Is it capital L large?
It is capital L large.
All right. I'm going
Take
to.
the L.
I'm gonna try and. Does it look sentient?
It looks like a big shark on the land with feet.
I'm gonna say yeah, strictly because it was like, hey, you look like food.
All right.
Watch.
I'm gonna
It
try.
looks as sentient as a shark that could walk on 4 feet is sentient.
So, first of all, does a 15 hit?
No.
Okay.
You
Taking my
bounce
second swing.
off of its armored hide.
Okay. Second swing. Much better. Does a 24 hit?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Please make me a wisdom saving throw, as I'm going to menace you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a nat 20.
Fine.
No!
So you do take the extra damage. You are not frightened of me. So that is a total of, 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Freaking
gonna
out.
bite
'cause
it?
It usually
Yeah.
does the biting.
Adara has no magic. She has a bite attack instead.
Oh my god, I love it.
I love that. The bite the bullet. That's an Adara quote right there. Yeah.
All right, so that is a 21 to bite.
Yeah, you bite it.
Hell yeah. Please take another 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay. What does the bullet taste like?
I don't actually know what a bullet like looks like, so I can't make
Here.
assumptions.
I'll put it in chat so everyone can see how handsome they are.
Oh boy.
I would like to imagine that they just... Yeah, they do just look like big sharks. I was gonna say they kind of just... Like to imagine they taste like sushi.
Look, it's the lizard feet that you were looking for.
Oh!
I get it. Based on this picture, probably mostly like dirt, to be honest.
That's fair.
But
You're
also,
just like a little kid shoving dirt in your mouth.
yeah. I'm gonna say dirt, but like crunchy, because it's got a hard
yeah,
exterior
like
shell.
dirt.
So,
It got that crunch.
yeah.
Crave that crunch.
It's like, potato chips and make them dirt flavor.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, like dirt, like normal dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Crunch.
All right.
The new Pringles flavor. Dirt.
It's what you
Julius
deserve.
Pringle, no!
It is the bullet's turn. And it is going to sink back under the ground.
Does it provoke as it leaves my threatened area?
It hasn't yet.
Oh,
It's just underground.
so I can still reach it?
Oh, I see. Are you asking for an opportunity attack, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get one.
All right, I'm gonna take another swing at it.
I'm gonna bite this thing again.
15? That didn't hit last time.
Let's say you whiff
Yeah.
as it goes too fast underground. And you feel some rumbling underneath your feet as it leaps out from behind you. And it's going to pounce in front of Ophelia.
Yellow.
No!
So, Ophelia, does an 18 hit you?
Jess, I'm soft. What do you think?
Actually, I would like... All of you were pretty close together, right?
I did say I backed the heck up, so I don't know
Yeah.
if that's still...
So,
Oh, you were
Boston's
not-
I would
probably
think
not close to us.
Fossil's probably the only one that's not super close to us.
Ocelin is not here. So, let's see.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Just like that scene.
Well,
in
the
Scott
good news
Pilgrim.
is it's not going to bite you, Ophelia.
Oh, that's good. What's the bad news?
It is just jumping. To...
I thought you said it's just dumping, and I'm like, dumping what?
No, it is jumping, and you are gonna have to make me a strength or dexterity save, your choice.
It's gonna be Dex because my strength is literally 0.
That is fine.
Thanks, you soft little baby. Oh, that's awesome. I love that for me. Okay, that's a 13.
Okay, that was not enough.
Yeah, I was contemplating using the crit that Emery's gave me, and I'm like, no, I'll be fine, and then I rolled a 3.
So you are knocked prone, and
Yeah.
you are going to take
Ooh, I hear them dice.
Oh, I rolled pretty low though.
The curse worked.
I was gonna say, it's still gonna kill me, isn't it?
21 damage. That's 10
Oh.
bludgeoning and... Oh, wait, I didn't add the extra in. 28 damage.
Oh,
half
that's
bludgeoning, half
over.
piercing, if it matters. And you are knocked prone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's over half my health.
And-
Love that.
Then, it is your turn, Ophelia.
Okay. Oh, I actually don't need to be up for this. That's totally fine with me. So essentially, I'm assuming that being on the ground is probably, not ideal. So, immediately,
Generally.
Yeah, like, ideally, I would love to not be, like, flat on my ass when we're fighting a literal ground shark. First thing, given the fact that this shark kind of just, bonked me, I'd like you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, okay.
Because hellish rebuke, baby.
That is an 11.
Yeah, that's not gonna save. I
I
think it's like
assume it is
a
rebuked.
13, which is cool because I would have been very sad if this hadn't worked. You're taking 15 points of fire damage.
Oh shit.
Because it is now surrounded by hellish flames, and then essentially, after like that little like finger gun thing, Ophelia is going to kind of like hold on to the arcane focus, look directly at the bullet with like a little kind of like upset thing, like, oh, my dress is dirty now, and then cast Cloud of Daggers at the center of the bullet.
Okay.
Which is awesome, because I don't have to roll to attack for this.
It just happens.
Yeah, which is great. It's one of my
Love
favorite things about this, is that I never have to roll to attack with it, because it automatically hits.
How big is the cloud?
5 feet.
Okay.
It's not that big. Okay, hang on, I have to roll 66. I keep forgetting how big of a pain in the ass it is to roll for damage for this thing. Okay.
With all those
Yeah, I know.
kickbacks.
My problems, right? Oh, I almost just dropped everything on the ground. Okay. Oh, I almost rolled max for that.
Nice.
19 points of slashing damage. Slashing
Shit.
magical damage.
Okay.
Cut up that shark. Sushi time. It's sushi time.
Ophelia, how do you
Yes.
want to do this?
Hey.
Hey!
This is the first time I've gotten to non-lethally kill something.
First blood. First blood.
I would like to imagine that these little daggers do like a dance, kind of like when you fence someone and you have like that very coordinated little thing, and then the bullet just falls in like a little stack of shark chunks.
Like fillets.
Yeah, good.
And then like the feet are off to the side. Feet are just standing there still.
Huh. At that, you see, the 3 guards who've been trying to wake up the, robed person the robed woman on the ground. See, did you say that was non-lethal cloud of dagger damage? Or you chunked that, bullet up?
I was gonna say at this point, yeah, boy is probably chunked at this point.
Okay.
It's too late.
So at that point,
Self-defense.
the one who had been trying to wake up the woman in robes on the ground finally helps her to her feet, and she looks at the chopped up bullet. Just goes, "Oh, this is my fault. I'm so sorry, but Lady Malice isn't going to be too happy about that. I should have used a stronger sleep spell. I'm sorry, gentlemen." And holding her head, starts to go inside of the lodge.
Just gonna mouth to the other two, Lady Malice?
That's kind of a badass name, but also what?
Is this?
That sounds evil as shit, right?
I'm gonna like point to the pile of shark and be like, Was this hers?
I don't know. Are they
Unclear.
delivering it?
Hello? I will say to the group that seems to be ignoring us.
Yeah, one of the guards comes up to you and makes a bow. Beatrice, captain of the guards, thank you for your assistance. Shame about the bullet, though.
Shame
welcome.
how? Wait, what do you mean shame about the bullet?
Was
Were
this
you-
yours?
That, yeah?
We, capturing it for trade, but, it's like, Binky's sleep spell didn't last as long as it was promised. But, she should be okay. She just needs to sleep it off. Why don't you come in? Meet the lady.
Okay.
Okay. I am literally like going back. Last thing I was like doing like the cartoon thing of like looking between like these people that are so unbothered by it and then the shark fillets off screen. Just, like...
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but like, you can still sell that. I'm sure a lot
Well,
of
the
people
buyer-
that don't live near the coast would love that.
Well, you know what? That'll be a great way to pitch it.
At least not
We'll
Orca.
still have to get a live bullet for the buyer, but we could still make some money selling fresh bullet meat. That could work.
Who
Have
is
to find a way to
buying-
preserve it. But
Buying bullets.
come on in, meet Lady Malice.
Clarifying question. What's in?
You find yourself at a lodge, and you can see this place is massive.
Mm-hmm.
And there is
Oh.
a sign that says Serpent's Tooth, rare and exotic creatures.
Well,
Mm.
I think someone beat Lord Devlin to the renovations
Mm-hmm.
under new management.
Oh, this isn't gonna be good for our pay, is it?
No, it depends on whether we can convince them to leave or not.
I think we're already in bad terms given the fact that, shark.
Oh,
They invited us
Also-
in. I feel like we're pretty chill.
yeah. Also, if things do go bad, this person apparently collects bullets. I am terrified to know what else they collect and what's inside, but also I kind of want to know.
It's fair.
Heading in,
Uh,
you see the lodge looks more like a luxury resort than a hunting camp. There's a main house and multiple smaller buildings all arranged around a central courtyard where you encountered the bullet and the injured horse and the injured enchanter, with a gazebo. Some of the buildings have been partially restored with heavy wooden doors and big iron locks. All of the windows have been removed and are boarded over, and most of the buildings here lock from the outside.
So how long have you guys had a shop set up in here?
Oh, Lady Malice will answer all of your questions, but you really should get to meet her. Here a couple years now, I think. But come on in. We'll take you into the main lodge house, get you something to eat. Rest your feet.
Can I
Uh,
insight check this person? I want to know
Same.
if we're walking into a trap.
I was gonna say, yeah, giving a look to
Absolutely.
Adar and Basalon, like,
This is 16?
people are
15
taking
for
very
me.
kindly. That's a 17.
Because I just want to know if this is going to be like the Hotel California where we can never leave.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, this could be great, Lotus Eater style, but it's bullet fillets.
No!
Beatrice seems on the up and up. She's grateful for your help and pleased that wants you to meet the boss. Seems like maybe surprised more than anything else that you got here, but that's about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Looking around, does it still look like the inside of a bar, or does it look like stuff has gotten changed around? Like the floor plan no longer looks like that of a bar. Like a
The
hunting
floor
lodge.
plan was a hunting lodge.
Yeah, that's what I mean, sorry.
It looks like the floor plan is the same.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of a hunting if you were expecting a small one building hunting lodge run out the place, it looks like a resort. Like this was a fancy schmancy place.
Cedar Point.
Now Cedar Point's an amusement park.
Yeah, but it looks like a hunting lodge, the way that it's built. It's supposed to look like a big hunting lodge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this looks like a luxury resort, what is it, Sandals or something, that you would go to.
Sandals
You were
with a side
expecting
of bullet.
Firefest.
Oh gosh.
But the
I love
notable thing is
Coachella.
that the windows are all boarded up and the doors all lock from the outside, which you would not expect at a luxury resort. Most resorts do not lock their guests in.
I mean, yeah, most doors lock on the inside.
Yeah, given that it's locked from the outside and the windows are boarded up, I'm going to be scanning the place for like possible exit in a hurry kind of options while we're going in.
You can take a look at the map if you want. I wasn't going to let you see it yet, but if you want to just get a lay of how the place works.
I can transition to gameplay map view?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Woo!
Woo!
Here's a map.
So you
Like,
entered
right.
from the left middle. This circle in the center is a gazebo,
Okay.
Ooh.
and you are heading straight ahead to this big, long room. That is the main hall.
Got
Did
it.
I update the
Oh,
icons?
gosh.
I did. All right, this
That's
tiny,
so large.
this very large Adara will cover for the entire group.
Okay.
I love the fact that, like, with the scale, Adara's like 16 feet wide.
Yeah, capital H
Giant
huge.
woman.
Oh yeah, just like the shoulders. It's all on the shoulders.
Yeah,
I was
we
gonna
are
say,
riding
you won't
on Adara's
need the
shoulders.
map yet until later on, but if you, I wanted you to be able to like see what things look like.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
So passing the gazebo, you see there's a small plaque on it labeled "Dread Gazebo in memory of Eric."
Dread Gazebo?
What
Dread
happened to Eric?
Gazebo.
Is he one of the people that died, maybe?
Are we being like escorted by Beatrice?
You are being escorted by Beatrice.
What happened to Eric?
That was before my time.
All right.
Isn't it
You seem
kind of
pretty nervous. Oh, let me tell you, Lady Malice is nothing to fear. It's a scary name, but never had a fairer boss.
See, the thing that was concerning me was less the name, more why is a gazebo here in memory of someone who is probably dead, and also why do your doors lock from the outside?
Well, to keep the animals in, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So-
like, where are they?
How many more of them are there?
Yeah, that's another good question.
Beatrice kind of points over to, as you're heading towards the lodge, to her right and goes, "Oh, we got the stables in there. Sorry, can't let you roam alone around the grounds, but yeah, that's pretty much where we quarter them. There's some others in that direction, but for the most part, we keep them all there, packed and ready for transport, and yeah. So
What?
let's go on in."
Sure. Following along, like what sorts of animals do you specialize in? Is it mostly land sharks or?
Why don't we introduce you to the boss first, and then we can tell you more about it. But as you can see, bullets, for sure. Walking in, you see the main hall has been extensively restored. 2 female guards are bantering with a teenage girl serving drinks. Teenage girl who has tan skin and freckles. Girl smiles at the captain and then heads into the kitchen. A door at the far left of the room opens, and a tall, veiled woman enters silently. The captain approaches her for a quiet conversation. Then the woman nods and exits. Beatrice comes back and says, "Boss is grateful for your help, just like I thought. You'll have dinner tonight in your own rooms, and then we'll talk everything through in the morning. We'll lock you in, of course, no offense. But don't worry, Lady Malice is very fair."
What constitutes everything?
Everything?
You said you'd talk through everything in the morning. What's everything?
Oh, what we do here and all that.
All right.
Do we need to stay the night for that?
Well, you've been traveling. You had a hard fight. You look pretty roughed up, if you don't mind my saying so.
I mean, yeah, big shark. Just a quick question before I forget to ask. How's Crouton feeling about this whole thing?
So
I was gonna ask how Crouton was doing on the camping trip part of it, but how's Crouton been?
I think Crouton was doing great on the camping trip. Definitely ran and hid the second the bullet showed up. And has been like held very, very tightly to Adara's side since she found out that they export animals. So he's generally pretty gregarious, so he's probably doing a lot of like pulling. So her right arm is just like, I guess left arm, she's left-handed. Her left arm is just like fully locked, like holding him at her side.
Like a football?
Yeah. Well, like holding onto, you know how some dog harnesses have like a handle on them?
Oh, like a
she's got a
briefcase.
leash, but she's holding the handle and is just like, you're not going anywhere. You are here where I can see you.
I was gonna say, yeah, Fred's probably like shivering a little bit and hiding in Ophelia's hair.
Oh, baby.
He's tiny. He's tiny.
So you're quickly escorted to dinner, and you see the guards and Captain Beatrice sit down with you. It's a nice but not fancy table. There's you're served with wooden cups and you have wooden cutlery. You see that the guards have leather bucklers with them, and the serving girls bring you sausages and bread. And the Lady Malice, the rogue woman, does not join you. But the guards are happy to kind of just chat with you about stuff. And my mistake when you asked how long they'd been in business, it's 18 months.
Okay.
18 months, okay.
Okay, so it's been under.
Can we get any more information from the guards about like what kinds of animals they have here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dangerous animals for exclusive clientele. You know, none of us could do this without Lady Malice. She's an excellent boss. And honestly, the business wouldn't even run without her.
What exactly, I guess, how would I say this? What drew Lady Malice to this particular line of work with all the exotic animals and dangerous ones?
Seemed to suit her skills for the most part. She's really, really excellent at what she does.
What exactly does she do outside of managing the company?
Oh, well, that's what she does, and helps us, prep animals for transport, and, well, I'm not supposed to call them animals. Exotic creatures. They're not always animals. Some people view them as monstrosities, but, some folks' monster is another folks' pet.
This guy gets it.
Yeah. Just as a refresher for me, was the girl who went missing, her name was Carolina, right? Or what was
Constantina.
it? Constantina. I knew it was a C and ended up with an A. Okay. At one point when she like comes around, I want to motion to her and like kind of see if I can ask her something real quick.
Absolutely, yeah. She'll come by to fill your drinks.
Yeah. Hey, I met a couple people looking for you a little bit ago. Are you doing okay?
Absolutely. I love it here. Lady Malice is fantastic to work for.
Does she seem genuinely enthusiastic or like terrified?
She seems pretty genuine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just a group of your compatriots seemed to get a little bit worried when you didn't come back with them from a hunt, and then they kind of just got kind of weird about it.
They worry too much. They're really sweet. But honestly, working for Lady Malice is so much more exciting than anything I'd be doing in some stuffy noble's house.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame you. So
I'd rather work for a boss bitch than work for, some creepy old rich dude that I don't even know.
This really is the girl boss adventures.
Oh no. Is this an MLM?
Oh my god, it's like Lululemon but with animals. I'm gonna like look at her and be like, so you didn't get captured or anything, right?
Absolutely no. I heard that working for Lady Malice was pretty much a great gig, especially for women. I mean, you saw the captain of the guards, Beatrice. She's a woman.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just like wanted to make sure. Just because we hadn't heard anything from anyone else, and Just
Why, are
wanted
you
to.
interested in working here? Because I could probably get you a recommendation.
I currently have like another job that I'm doing at the moment, but I was just wanted to make sure that you were fine.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Okay,
if
thank you.
you love exotic animals, this is really the place to be.
Oh, I don't really know how to tell you this, but I'm usually not around things that are alive.
She kind of just fills her drink and heads off, thinking about that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. uh,
Anybody can give me a perception check if you want.
Absolutely.
Okay.
gonna give like
my God.
gonna give my two compatriots a look like, are we still okay?
23.
Samesies.
Nice.
I got a 10.
So, Basilan and Adara, as you are taking in the meal, you notice that there are no reflective surfaces anywhere. So before it looked like there were just no windows, but you also see there's no mirrors. The guards are carrying like clubs and weapons that aren't shiny, they don't cast a reflection. You're eating with wooden implements. There is nothing here with a shine nor a shimmer.
How are they reacting to like our gear?
Yeah.
Because we're probably carrying things that are shiny.
You are
Yeah.
carrying things that are shiny. They don't seem to be too concerned.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm gonna say Ophelia's like a walking disco ball with the sparkles on her at this point.
Abba playing softly constantly in the background.
Yeah. Pazalon's just like glowing like a strobe light from her chest. She's just like,
Yeah, just on and off.
clap on, clap off.
Yeah, I am the walking nightlight.
Oh no.
I remember you said Lady Mouse is like veiled and
Mhm.
whatnot. Could we? Is it like one of those like semi like transparent veils where we can kind of see the outline of the face or any features, or was it just like we can't see anything beyond
She was
that?
too far away for you to
Okay.
really see anything.
Okay, interesting.
Hmm.
As you're looking around, though, you do see the robed enchanter who had been knocked unconscious kind of skitters into dinner and goes, "Oh gosh, I'm late. Sorry, Binky Sparkle Pop, pleased to meet you," and sits down and immediately grabs a chicken leg and starts to eat.
Is this a gnome or somebody who just acts like a gnome?
This is a gnome.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
I heard the name and was like,
Whoop.
interesting?
This is 100% a tiny little gnome.
All right.
I love how all your awkward characters have like a Minnesotan accent.
No.
Oh gosh, show up, I'm late.
Glad to see that you're doing okay.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that you're not dead or injured.
Hazard of the trade.
Yeah, what
It's
happened?
my fault for not casting sleep at 5th level. Thought a bullet could handle 3rd.
What?
Huh.
Can I see what kind of magic she looks like she practices?
Absolutely. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Why do I keep wanting to try to roll first? 22. That didn't go that bad.
Everything about her vibe is giving you enchantment.
Okay. I was wondering if she had like holy symbols, a spell book, something like that that would like make it very obvious what she practiced. Okay. She does like enchantments. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think at this point, Idara's on high alert for just like the other shoe to drop.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not going to be talking to people much for the rest of this dinner, but is going to be watching everyone and also the exits.
I'm not gonna lie. At one point, like before the meal started, like Basilan might have just cast Purify Food and Drink on herself just in case.
I will say the only weird thing is that Ophelia probably asked for a bowl of water to put Fred in so he doesn't dry out.
Oh,
He's just like,
You would
"Plop."
definitely get that.
that's so cute. Oh my goodness.
After a little bit of dinner, and for you and for Fred and for Crouton, Beatrice and Binky head back out. Binky talks about her head hurting and she needs more sleep. And Beatrice just stretches and says she's heading out. After a few minutes, an old woman hobbles towards you, tapping her way with a cane. I hear some new voices, she says loudly, and sits down at your table. She leans forward and hisses, "Stay calm. You're all in danger. I'm trapped here, and so are you."
Do I believe her?
Insight check. Like, is this a real warning? Is this a party game?
Is this
Right.
a woman? Is this an actual woman?
Is
Is this a ghost?
Is this the beginning of the murder mystery dinner theater?
Is this the house coming to us from a human vessel?
All the way under my table.
18 to insight check the old woman.
I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
Oh my
Dang.
gosh.
I got a 15.
Okay.
Fred is like splish splashers taking a bath, and I'm like,
Yeah, he's just chilling out in his little bowl jacuzzi.
Adara, what did you get again?
18.
18. Okay. Basilan, you are totally with this. Adara and Ophelia, you are a little bit more suspicious. You know that it's not dinner theater.
Mm-hmm.
But you are unclear on how trapped either you or this woman are.
Uh-huh.
is this Miss Malice from before? Or is this a different person?
This is a different woman.
Oh.
This woman is not wearing veils. You can see that she is blind.
Okay.
Hmm.
Trap. Oh.
Did you just say trap?
I was gonna say trapped how, but then Ink started talking, so I stopped talking.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Ophelia's just gonna like see if she has like her hands on the table or anything.
Yeah, she would put her hands on the table to talk to you, leaning
Okay,
close.
I was just gonna like put my hand on top of her as if like I can hear you and I recognize the fact that you're sitting here and trying not to be weird about it. Go ahead,
Okay.
Adora. You're good now.
Trapped how?
Everyone here is enslaved by that veiled woman they call Lady Malice. The only way to escape is to kill her. Most everyone here would like to see her dead, but you can't trust anyone.
Does that include you?
Clever. Let the guards lock you in tonight. I'll release you at the right time. And then she stands up with her cane and hobbles out of the room.
Did she seem like she was lying any more during the next part?
It had the same vibe.
General vibe of like, she's not being fully truthful, but like wasn't just straight up doing a prank.
Did not seem like a prank. She
Okay.
seemed very serious.
She's very serious, but also not telling the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
Was there anything else about her physically that seemed something of note? Like, is she a human? Like,
She is human.
how is she dressed? How
Were
old
her
is she?
feet-
Like stuff like that.
Were her feet bare paws?
Where her feet were not bare paws.
Okay.
Oh,
But
she's not
did
the
she
moon
have
walking
bare
out there.
feet?
Oh.
She was wearing fancy silken slippers.
Oh.
And she looked nicely dressed, not like noble fancy, but definitely well appointed, shall we say.
Mhm.
You would put her maybe in her 60s.
Okay.
And you've seen hags. She did not look like a hag. At least not a horrifying appearance hag.
Okay.
Sunday casual hag.
Are we able to talk like discreetly amongst ourselves, or are there still like people around?
There are 2 guards in here, but if you whisper, then you can then you could be not overheard by them.
Okay. I want to drop my
Or
voice.
you could wait until you were locked into your room, basically.
Are we going to be locked in separate rooms, or are we going to be
I was going to say, are we all going to
We'll
be
be
like in
locked
one?
in a guest house together.
Okay.
Oh, so we'll be together.
I'm gonna drop my voice and just say like, that was some bullshit, but I think we should play along for now.
Just to see what happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Better at reacting than planning anyway, so
I mean,
This-
yeah, we do.
this fits my
have, and then,
wheelhouse.
And then like look at Fred and be like, yeah, I mean, we always have him, and you know, I can see with him. It's okay.
This whole place is strange. Like the whole... I'm getting so many mixed messages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very
Um,
confused because
Yeah, we can talk more when we're more alone.
yeah.
So
I mean, my
Beatrice...
dad always.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, my dad always told me to be nice to old people, but this is weird.
No,
Be nice to
your dad
old
was
people,
wrong.
But... be nice to old people, but also be very suspicious of them?
Be suspicious of everyone.
That's fair.
I mean, most of the old people I met were kind of like showing up with older, less alive people, so.
Yeah, in your dad's
Eh.
case, like, be nice to old people when they're actively grieving the loss of a loved one, but, like, more generally, on like, a planetary scale, old people can suck.
True.
I thought you were gonna finish that sentence with something, and I'm like, suck what?
I stopped because I thought about it and then was like, Adara's talking to Ophelia in company she doesn't know. She'd probably stop there.
So Captain Beatrice comes back and escorts you to a guest house, which has 4 beds in it and a wood-burning stove to keep you warm for the night. She says, I will be here first thing in the morning, and I'll pick you up, I'll unlock you, and bring you into breakfast. Sleep well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what if I need to go to the bathroom?
Oh, you have there's a lavatory in here.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Do I want to try this? Can I, because I don't know if this will work. I was thinking, like, Basilan was gonna, thank you so much, and touch her shoulder and cast Lesser Restoration, because Basilan's like, are these people being mind-controlled?
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh, I
Just to
like that.
see, just to see.
I like that.
I would like to do that.
Yeah. When you cast Lesser Restoration, could someone feel when you do that?
Yeah,
They
I have
can,
to
right?
touch them. Yeah, so I have to touch them in order for me to do it.
The captain kind of looks at you and goes, well, I'm pretty rested, but appreciate the effort.
Well, you know, fight was rough, so I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Maybe check on Binky tomorrow if she's still kind of, funky in the head. Make sure it's not a
Yeah.
concussion.
I'll do that. All right, thank you.
Have a good night.
So no effect.
No effect.
Okay, so
That was really
eliminate-
good. That was clever.
Mhm.
That eliminates the. I totally. Okay, so they're not being mind controlled.
Yeah, something's definitely, I mean, obviously going on between the old woman, but also just like, nobody is that pleased to work for somebody else. Let alone this many people. Somebody should have a complaint at some point.
Well, if we were thinking about it, the old woman is the one that has a complaint.
Yeah, but like somebody else.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean-
unless Lady Malice has let them form a union.
I mean, I don't know if the old woman just gets stuck with like shoveling crap. She just might have a bad job.
She sounded like she was lying, but I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
that too. I was just like, is she just pissed to be pissed, or is she just like annoyed?
Like, does she want to be in charge? She's coming to break us out at some point tonight, probably. So, we should ask some more questions. Probably opening with, "Hey, we know you're full of shit. What's going on?"
Yeah, but the thing is, she didn't feel like she was lying entirely.
I mean, she definitely wasn't, or she was definitely withholding information and being misleading, and that's enough to make me go, "Hey, we're not doing a murder on your behalf."
I mean, the bullet's already dead, so
I mean, that's not people, though.
that's
Also,
Also-
we didn't do that for her.
Yeah, that was self-defense for sure.
Okay.
Would it be weird if the people here seem kind of friendly, and I know we're kind of suspicious of everybody. Maybe we can ask Captain Beatrice if we just like holler like, "Hey, who's that old woman? She doesn't seem to be like, happy here," or just like, "Hey, what you doing here? Seems like a dangerous line of work for someone of that age."
Yeah, that would have been a good thing to ask. Can we, or is she gone
You
now?
are locked in. She is gone.
No.
I
Curse my hindsight.
it always passed the eye test.
Speaking of being locked in, while we're talking, can I just sort of start like checking the windows and doors for like weak points in case we need to leave abruptly?
There are boarded up windows. I was wondering if some of you had been injured, wanted to take a short rest.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I would like to just so I can get one of my 2 spell slots back and my health.
Mhm.
Also, as a side note, if Adara and Basilan were okay with it, I was going to like set. Actually, before I do this, how big is the gap between the floor and the door?
Fairly small.
Okay, because I was like, could I squeeze Fred underneath this door?
No.
He's a
Do I
baby
have-
frog. I don't know.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you said, could you squeeze under the door?
No!
I was like,
The
no,
ultimate
God.
limbo challenge.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
You dig under the door and then you
No,
fill it
Fred is
back
still
in.
too small.
Okay. Yeah, with Adara, are there any like windows or anything?
The windows are all boarded up.
Okay.
Well,
And Adara, looking around, you can feel that there is a door here, but it has a heavy padlock on it. And there seems to be a weight against the door as well.
How easy would it be to lever the door off its hinges, hypothetically?
It would be hard to do. You are quite strong, though.
Mm-hmm.
also, for the possible getting the thing under the door, I have the alchemy jug and it can make oil. Will that help it get under the door? If I
I
just
say Fred's
coated
already
it all
covered
in
in
grease
mucus.
the
It's not
frog.
like he's not like
Yeah.
tiny and slippery anyway. Well, because I was gonna say, if anything, even if I can't squeeze Fred under the door, I would ask Adara and Basilan if I can like lay down on the bed and essentially like look through Fred's eyes and pretend to be asleep.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm
okay with that. Yeah,
And we don't
I'm
know
gonna give
when...
Basilan the rundown.
Oh,
Be like, I'm deaf and blind while I do this, so please
Okay.
don't just run me into a wall.
yeah, we'll kick you or something when we need you to wake up.
Gotcha.
But I think we should take a knee sooner rather than later because we don't know when that old woman's showing up.
Yep. And while we do that, I'm gonna go into the frog universe. Vibe in the wall.
And then, just as a reminder, I guess, because it's always active, I do have a monstrosity detection bracelet that vibrates whenever monstrosities are in a certain number of feet that
Ooh.
my DM never told me. Or told me and I forgot to write down.
Okay.
Probably like 15?
Yeah.
It pings on Fred.
It would ping all the time with Crouton, actually.
Yep,
Yeah, because he's a monstrosity, yep.
that's true.
What is Crouton again?
A
a
warg.
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 Warg. Okay, got it.
A warg puppy. But also,
Yeah.
like, already the size of a Pyrenees.
Every time I hear the word warg, I think of the Halo characters. And I always think of like the Halo bikes, the warthogs.
Ah,
I think of like Jon Snow. Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
within 30 feet,
Also, how dare you assume that Fred is a monstrosity? He is a beast.
You're
Just
getting some
Just
pings.
because I say monstrosity doesn't mean I
It
think he's not
pings.
cute.
I mean, it pings more than it usually pings with Crouton.
All right. Good to know.
Just say, because I was wondering if you still even paid attention to it, because you travel with Crouton and sometimes with Dante, who is also a monstrosity.
Yeah, I think for the most part, Adara doesn't pay attention to it, except when she's being locked into a lodge with what appears to be some sort of cult. Then she would be like, all right, how many monstrosities are here?
I'm going to say you could feel it out to about 30 feet. Let's just make that rule right now.
All right.
You feel one. About
Crouton?
30 feet away.
Or,
One. Oh, in addition to Crouton. Two.
all right. Are the windows so tightly boarded that I can't see out of them?
Yeah.
Okay, and Ophelia's doing the frog thing, like, just for giggles, or because we figured out a way to fit Fred under the door?
It's like, because you can't fit Fred under the door.
I was
All
gonna
right.
say, I would kind of like, have like Fred look at Adara and like look at the window. Like if she pries something off the window, Fred will jump out the window and go and look.
As you are planning this, you hear wood scraping against the door.
Hmm.
And then the sound of labored breathing. 1 minute. You hear the voice of the old woman panting.
Is
Then
the
more
monstrosity
scraping.
closer?
Hmm?
Is the monstrosity
not.
closer? Okay.
It's not.
This is
Then
just a normal old woman.
Then a heavy thud. And then a loud curse that Ophelia and Basilan understand, but Adara does not.
Hmm.
Is it infernal?
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, it says loud cursing in an unfamiliar language, but then it specifies later it's infernal. So I was like, not unfamiliar to y'all.
Bruh.
At last, the door swings open. Not much time, the old woman says, breathing heavily. It's the door on the left from the main hall. Go quickly. Don't die.
Yeah, so, about
She
that.
nods and begins to hobble quickly away.
Hey, come back!
As she is hobbling, you see her seem to vanish.
Can I
And
look
on
for, like,
that frozen face from all of you, we're going to take a quick break.
what's going
Like,
on?
5 to 10 minutes, y'all.
All right. We will be back shortly. Write in the chat what you think is going on, because I have questions. And we'll be right back. See ya.
Hey everybody, welcome. We are back from break. We are Threeflings today. We are playing Serpent's Tooth by Monica Evans and Tim Christopher from Uncaged Volume 2. So, you have just been let out of the guest house. Let's transition to the map.
Oh, the map. All right, let me know where I should put Mega Idara.
Mega Idara is coming out of that place at the very bottom left.
Bonk. All right.
There are 2 doors. So
Okay.
that is the inside of the house. So yes, you could have come out that door. The other door is to the bathroom. So yeah.
All right. She
So
runs out through the bathroom. Okay, so she vanished and then said what? The door on the left?
Door on
she
the
said
left,
the
don't
door on
die.
the left from where you had dinner.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay, just a quick question before I forget to ask. Through Fred's eyes as he is watching this whole thing go down, when this woman vanishes, does it seem as if, it's like a magical vanishing, or like a she was never really there, kind of thing? Like, what kind of
Oh,
vanishing?
right. You
does
were
it look
actually
like?
seeing through Fred's eyes. I was like, how smart is Fred? No, you see, you even know how this magic works.
Yeah.
You recognize a whole heck of a lot going on right here.
Yeah.
You see that much in the way that you cast spells, a spell was cast.
Oh.
So you
I
would
was
guess
gonna-
that she made herself invisible.
Ooh, okay. I was gonna try to defend Fred's intelligence, and then I looked, and he's got an intelligence of 1, because that's the frog stat block, and I'm like,
Yeah, I don't think Fred would be winning an Arcana check.
No.
Fred's like, yes!
So given that
Then
she
-5.
Given that she vanished and that we've seen people vanish before, can I look for tracks for her? Because I also kind of hoped that she had just turned invisible as opposed to like teleported away.
Yeah.
Would you like me to perceive for
but, like,
these?
you could still see the footprints.
Give me
what
some
a shitty job.
survive.
Survival. Okay.
I mean, if nobody swept recently, it's definitely a possibility.
Natural
Yeah.
20 for 23.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
I'm
You
suspicious as
see-
fuck.
Heading, that the tracks seem to go past that building on your left and so you know that big circle in the middle straight ahead of you is the gazebo. And the tracks seem to be heading that way. So are you just gonna follow this lady, or you have the whole grounds to explore?
We do. I'm very suspicious of the old lady, and unless the party would like to do something different, I would like to follow her and ask more questions.
I was gonna say, if you just, like, leave Fred will probably follow the old woman. If you, like, don't, like, give him, like, a command to follow you or, like, pick him up, he's just gonna follow this old woman.
I mean, I wasn't gonna be subtle about it.
Okay, it was more just, like, you can decide if you want to pick Fred up, because Ophelia's body's still chilling in the guest house.
I'll kick Ophelia, because I feel like we need her for this.
Yeah,
if you
I'm gonna-
want.
We're probably gonna get in a fight at some point, and I feel like Fred's going to die.
It's okay, he got good agility.
Maybe.
Well, since Ophelia can see and hear through Fred's eyes, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say to Fred, I'm gonna say I'm following the old woman, and gonna nod to Basilan. Do you want to come?
You talk to the frog too?
I guess.
Should we bring Ophelia? I can carry her or hold her hand.
She can wake herself up if she wants, I think. I don't. But I'm gonna go
Okay.
before we lose her.
I was gonna say, you can essentially tell Fred if you want Ophelia awake, and yeah, like, Ophelia will wake herself up.
Okay.
Okay.
Like,
I was
because she's
fully
not
ready
really
to, like-
sleepy, she's just looking like she's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just fully ready to, like, okay, she can't see, she can't hear, I am going to piggyback ride. Give her a piggyback ride.
I was gonna say Fred could just go over and, like, slap her awake. It's like a little tiny wet slap.
I mean, she can see, so like she knows from Fred's perspective that this is what we're doing. But yeah, I want to follow the tracks briskly and, if possible, like tackle this old woman.
Okay. Are you trying? You are not being subtle.
No, I want her to know that I know she's there and that I'm not done with her.
Okay. So the tracks go past this building on the left, and then they stop suddenly.
I just wanted to say too, Ophelia has woken up, scooped Fred onto her shoulder, and is like walking alongside Basilan, because I'm assuming we're probably further back from Adara, because Adara is just like like about to like linebacker this woman down.
Adara is on a mission.
So
Oh,
they
yeah.
stop suddenly, like perhaps someone is still standing there?
You don't see anything standing there.
Well, I saw her vanish, so I'm just gonna sweep an arm out and see if
You
I make
don't hit
contact.
anything.
All right. Can I like look around for more signs of her?
Yeah, you can absolutely look around. But you see nothing.
All right. Fuck.
Yeah, because we're gonna keep looking for the invisible woman.
Look, I had a lead.
Yeah. Okay, so
Well-
she said, Dora on the left from where we were eating and don't die?
Yeah. She wants us to take out Lady Malice.
Well, that's a whole heckin' thing.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
I want to look at the stables first because I think that will inform my opinion of Lady Malice and this whole operation a lot.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And also, maybe I have a thing that I kind of want to do, so maybe we can take like a 10 minutes in the stables and when we're like out of sight.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close the door of the guest house so that Crouton does not wander out on his own.
Okay.
You're gonna lock Crouton back at the house
I'm
instead
not
of, you know,
locking
putting the
him
ward-
in. I'm not locking him in. I'm just closing the
it.
door. Yeah. So that one, it's not obvious that we're like out and about in case somebody comes looking. Two, because I don't want my puppy wandering the grounds by myself, but I'm also not gonna take him with me on an espionage mission.
Okay, I'm bringing Fred. What's Crouton's excuse?
Crouton's
Fred
a
is portable?
yeah, Fred's portable. Crouton's a large puppy.
Okay, if you could briefcase the boy earlier, I don't see why you can't do it now.
Briefcase the boy.
To clarify, his feet were on the ground. His
but you're
shoulders are
still,
like at thigh height.
briefcasing him.
Need full attention on espionage. Let's go to the stables.
Okay. So, heading past that house on the left, you see that it is boarded up from the outside with more than just the lock that was on yours.
Ooh.
And passing the gazebo, you pass by the main hall that you had gone to. And the stables are exactly opposite of where you were staying. That's the main hall. That's where you were told to go. Nope.
I need more description than just guessing because there's a delay.
I know, sorry. The stable, that is in fact the kennel. No,
Is that the thing on the top left?
the kennel is the thing to the right to the left of Adara right now. The other thing in the top left, that big building, is the stable.
Okay, so I was right. It is the thing in the
Stables.
top left.
Okay.
Yep.
Next thing over.
There you go.
There's a delay.
Yep.
I already fixed it. There's a delay.
Okay,
cool.
there we go. Professional Twitch show.
So the stables are locked.
Not
But
for long, they're not. Oh,
you can give me a Thieves' Tools check or
Sure.
hand check.
I will do a
lock.
thieves' tools.
Adara's like sticking my tools in the lock.
Yep. 14.
Yeah, you can get that lock.
Nice.
You see that, unlike horse stables, these are reinforced to contain large, live creatures. You see caged, well-fed, and sleeping a cockatrice in one and a yeti in another.
How did they get a yeti?
That's such a combination.
A cockatrice and a yeti walk into the bar.
So you said well-fed. Do they look like generally unharmed?
Yeah, they look fine.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Babies.
What do we
They're
know
hanging
about...
out.
Oh, sorry.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do
they're
we know?
Sleeping.
What do we know about cockatrices and or yetis? Because I was under the impression yetis were sentient.
I was too, but
Are they
in this
not?
one, they are, but they're also technically monstrosities. They're just monstrosities that can speak. They're monstrosities that are, you know, as tall, as intelligent as dumb people.
So they're like hags, but not as intelligent. Like in terms of human level.
Oh,
Like consciousness, sentience.
yes.
Okay.
Yetis would pass the mirror test.
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
okay.
Yetis are not something that you would have as a pet. Yetis are someone that you would have as a buddy if you could speak Yeti.
Yeah, you know, like Yukon Cornelius.
But you could give me a nature check to see what you know about either cockatrices or yetis.
We can try.
I'm gonna try for the cockatrice because I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I just realized that Basilan probably doesn't know what a yeti is.
I mean, yeah, you did come from the beach.
Plus, it's like, what is snow?
That is, well, I know what snow is, but I don't think we got yetis down in Sinnauna. I have to double check.
I got a
But
critical success.
Nice.
I got a crit fail for the
Ooh.
cockatrice.
No,
There are
no.
two kinds of people.
I got a 15.
Did you
Okay.
get, Gwen?
15.
Okay. So, Ophelia, you know all about the animals.
Hell,
Bossalon, you are super out of your element.
there are animals?
I mean, you're not from this place. But, Ajari, you know a bit. You know that Yetis speak Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they live in the snowy mountains, and you know that, they tend to be, they tend to avoid humans, or, like, humanoids, basically. That they only attack really when they're hungry. And Ophelia, you know that
Yeah.
there's also something called an abominable yeti, but
Just-
this is not that.
Okay, so yeah, it's not just like a normal Yeti, but big. This is just like a normal Yeti.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know that sometimes people who live in the mountains will lay down slaughtered animals by their enemy's camp to drive a yeti there.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh,
That's so mean.
And
Okay.
the yetis are fairly territorial, and they're okay with eating each other when they kill one in a battle, because food is food.
Damn.
Cockatrices are infamous for turning flesh to stone. They look like a lizard bird bat. And they tend to prey on small creatures like frogs and mice and insects and berries. And they, except for hunting, they tend to leave things alone. But when they feel like they're in danger, they squawk and beat wings and fly in creatures' faces. And even a scratch, like the slightest scratch from their claws or their beak, can turn the injured party to stone over time.
Hmm.
Ooh, okay. Based on what Ophelia is aware of in terms of like the nature of these two and the behavior of these two, would it be safe to say that they are unhappy being where they are currently? Like the fact that the Yeti is, in a stable instead of, in its territory.
What you know about these two, you would figure that the cockatrice doesn't really care one way or the other.
Yeah.
Given what you know about Yetis, you would figure that it is probably not thrilled to be here. But it's, asleep. You don't see any signs that it is rampaging or, smashing on the bars. But also, it would kind of be like seeing a person in jail and going like, well, they're well fed, so I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was gonna say cockatrices aren't that sentient, correct? It's only
cockatrices have like an intelligence of 2. So.
Okay, yeah. So they're only slightly smarter than Fred. Okay, cool.
Basilan, did you have something you wanted to do in here?
Yeah, in case that we get into a fight, how about, okay, well, I'll just ask both of you, which one of you want a temporary tattoo that can do cool things?
What kind of cool things are you talking about? Because I can give myself temporary armor that does cold stuff.
I'm intrigued.
Literally cool things.
All right, Adara, come here. Then I'm gonna tell Adara to turn around, and basically I'm gonna start casting a spell. And hang on, let me find my spell.
Imagine Adara getting like a big ass 90s tribal tattoo, but like a temporary 90s tribal tattoo.
So I'm gonna give you the best tramp stamp ever.
Perfect. I do have a vision for higher level Adara that involves gold tattoos as well as all of the gold nonsense that she actually wears. So this will be like, her trial run.
So basically I'm going to be casting a spell called the Colors of Hanan. Basically, I touch a willing creature and draw a magical tattoo. So your tattoos are actually gonna look a lot like Basilan's tattoos. Spans along their back. Once completed, the target feels revitalized, and this golden tattoo occasionally swirls with vibrant colors of the dawn. So for an hour, you can do this. Let me see. The target can change the color of the tattoo as a bonus action, gaining one of the following benefits depending on the color. So if you turn it to gold, you get a +1 bonus to your AC. Orange, target's weapon attacks count as magical. Pink, at the start of their turn, target regains 1d4 plus 1 hit points as long as they're not incapacitated. Or purple, you get an advantage on dexterity or con saves for the next hour.
Nice.
That's cool.
And I will put that in the chat.
Is that homebrewed or where did that come from?
It is from the Sina Una book.
Which everyone should go buy.
Please go buy it. It's so good.
Yes.
All right, cool. Badass. Idara is very excited to receive this and sets it to gold immediately because it fits her aesthetic.
Oh shit, now you won't get hit without like a 20, right?
You need a 21 to hit me.
Okay.
God!
My God!
I'm the party fighter. I'm the only one who's supposed to be in melee.
I love the idea of like just Basilan walking up, like touching Adara, and now Adara's got like one of those TikTok LED light strips on her spine.
It's team building. She's just like painting these pigments on her back. It's team building.
Yeah. I imagine it matches Idara's eyes and teeth because they also glow gold.
Glow.
Yeah.
It's like when you sit around braiding each other's hair at soccer practice, only this time it's tattoos.
Yeah. Perfect. I love it. Cool.
Yes.
All right, so just wanted to do that before we go in, just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So what else would you like to do?
Uh,
Sounded like you were about to break out that Yeti.
Yeah, actually.
Clarifying question, did we get a short rest or no?
I was gonna say
offered one, but it seemed like you didn't take one.
I said I wanted one because I wanted my spell slot back.
I thought you got a short rest.
Yeah, okay.
Just out of curiosity, are the cockatrice and the Yeti both asleep?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of constraints are they in? Like, what kind of doors, bars, stable doors are there?
Kind of like old-timey zoo cages. So, like, bars with a padlock.
Okay.
Something Adara could probably crack fairly easily.
I was gonna say, Adara, do you wanna like, just let them out, and then when they wake up, let nature take its course on reclaiming the hunting lodge?
The hunting lodge that we're supposed to make safe?
Well, it'd be easier for us to make it safe if, we could just let the animals out of the hunting lodge.
Well, on the one hand, I do like the chaos, but on the other hand, in case we can potentially enter negotiations with Lady Malice into possibly, taking her business elsewhere, and if she's cool with that, I don't think she's gonna be cool with it if we suddenly let all the animals out pre-negotiation.
Yeah, but, I'm gonna
also, and also they shouldn't be in there. I'm
gonna gesture toward like the Yeti and the cockatrice and like whisper yell and be like, "Can you really negotiate with someone who thinks that this is okay?"
This is tough.
That's essentially like a really hairy person and just a big chicken.
Oh, I thought you were calling Lady Malice a hairy person. I was like, that's a weird insult, but okay.
Like, you don't have to open the doors. I'm just saying take the locks off so if they want to leave, they can leave. Like, the Yeti's smart enough to open the door, I'm assuming.
Yeti is yes. Cockatrice, no.
I don't want to do that until we are leaving. Because I don't want to continue roaming this place with the potential for a Yeti and a cockatrice to surprise us. Since we're more likely to be out in the open than anyone else at night.
Surprise Yeti, no.
Yeah, I agree that I'm not convinced somebody who decides to lock up and sell a sentient creature is going to be super cool to talk to, but that's what the murder backup plan is for, I guess.
Just looking around, is there anything else in the stable other than these two?
There is not.
Okay, so there's no, there's no supplies or anything for them?
Oh, no, actually, you get the impression that their food is, brought in at other times.
Okay. Secondary mission, while we, snoop around camp. Find food, so if they find us, they take food, and not us as food.
Hold up, alchemy jug.
Listen, we get you have a jar of mayonnaise!
Yeti's probably like mayonnaise, right?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look at them and be like, I'm gonna find you some food. Where did the woman tell us to go again? Out and to the left?
Main hall from where we had dinner and on the left.
Yeah.
So I will tell you what is I was about to point on my computer, you can see what I'm fucking pointing at.
Perfect.
So at the top of the map, the building to the east of you is a kennel.
Yeah.
The big long building that you entered by the gazebo has the main hall, and she wanted you to go into the building or to the room due north of the main hall.
All right.
If you want to find more animals, they're in the kennel. But if you want to move on with the plot.
I think
Threeflings we bought a zoo.
Yeah, I think Adara would want to poke her head in the kennel just to see if it's more of the same.
Okay.
But wouldn't need to spend a whole lot of time there.
What if there's another crouton?
If there's another crouton, everyone here is going to die. If crouton is in there somehow, everyone in here is going to die.
I've only had crouton for 3 sessions.
Okay, the kennel is also locked, so give me another check to get it open.
Sure. It's the backside of my character sheet. 18.
Okay, yeah, you can pop that off.
Cool. Alright, poke head in. Seems normal.
You see kennels, dog kennels, but instead of seeing dogs in them, you see shipping crates You see 3 of them in a row, and the 4th crate is partially assembled. And sitting in the partially assembled crate is a stone displacer beast with a note pinned to it.
It's stone?
It is stone.
Like,
Like
sculpted
a
out of
displacer
stone.
beast statue.
What does the
Okay.
note say? I will take this bait.
Dear Dave, found your cat. Love, Mom.
So, weird question. Was this a displacer beast statue? Like, someone made this out of stone? Or was this something that was a displacer beast and then it was turned into stone?
You cannot tell just by looking at it.
Let me just say, I love how in the fantasy world that we've essentially created, there is a dude named Dave. There was like a cult of dudes only named Jim.
Jeff.
Jeff, yeah. And then we've got just like, you know, people with the names like Adara, Ophelia, Barcelon, and then Jeffs.
Spot the main character.
The Threeflings would be the easiest pick out of any lineup for Spot the main character.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, genuinely. I love when in fantasy everyone's got like a fantasy name and then you just have like the protagonist and they're like, my name's Kevin.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Bob.
Man, poor Kevin's.
Oh, Whip in Pieces Kevin.
Such a normie name.
There was All-Purpose Dan, too.
I love All-Purpose
Oh
Dan.
yeah, All-Purpose Dan!
What a good man. Anyway, this is interesting, but nothing really to do in here. So the more we look at, the more I think we need to talk to, one way or another, the brains behind the operation.
Okay. Before we keep going, just a note. What was the note on the thing?
It said, Dan, found your lost cat, love, Mom, or something.
Dave.
Dave. It said,
Dave.
Dave, found your lost cat, love, Mom, or something.
Like mom as in someone here is his mom? Or like his mom found the cat statue and was trying to mail it to him?
I have no way of knowing that. These are both valid questions. The note did not specify love mom who works here or love mom who hired the people who work here, so I don't know.
It's like when you buy something off Amazon for something and it's like fulfilled via Amazon.
Yeah,
Love
love
Mom.
Jeff Bezos. He's part of the Jeffs. It's all coming together.
He's the leader of the Jeffs.
Oh my god!
Like imagining that image of Jeff Bezos where his entire head is covered in foundation but like with stick-on mustaches.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Alright, so unless one of you feels strongly about exploring somewhere else, I think the ways forward that I see, which I will offer in character, are that we either lock all these locks, pretend nothing happened, and go have our chit-chat in the morning, or we go bust into the ladies' room in the middle of the night, and start demanding answers and or throwing hands.
Did she specifically give us instructions to the woman's room, or did she just tell us, like, to go to this place and we don't know where we're going?
She was
Like,
very
are the
vague.
directions out and to the left, is that specifically to Malice's room, or is that, like, just the direction generally?
Out and to the left and do not die.
Yeah, I guess, we'll find out if we do that.
I would like to know where that ends up, if only if it's because of something else and it's not throwing hands.
I would like to know too, but unfortunately, she teleported away or something, so I could not ask her follow-up questions.
Well, if we get the door open, we just pop it open quietly enough, we can send Fred through as recon.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's actually got pretty good stealth, it's weird.
he is just a frog, so he is
Yeah.
tiny.
He's literally a tiny creature. He's small.
Small boy.
So there is a door on the outside that is not the main hall door you went to. There's a door just south of where you are to go into this room at the top of this big building. Do you see
I
it?
found it.
Yeah. It is also locked, but you haven't had any problems with that yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop this one open because it sounds like what we're doing. I'm gonna try and be quiet about it, like particularly this time.
Give me a stealth check.
Sure. Stealth. All right. 17.
Oh, you're so sneaky.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop open the lock. Ooh. 16 plus 7 is 23.
Oh, yeah. You are so smooth with that lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm great at being places people told me I'm not allowed to go.
The sun can't stop me because I can't read.
Read.
So you open the door to an office. And I will remind you that Fred does not have dark vision.
He does.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Frogs have dark vision in here?
The frog stat block. They have dark vision
Oh,
up to
shit.
30 feet.
Okay.
Huh.
It's bizarre.
I guess
What a good bean.
frogs can be nocturnal.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
yeah, a good amount of them are actually that live
Yeah.
in the rainforest. Good amount of them are.
Do you have speak with animals?
No, but like frog, like Fred.
You're
and
just
I have
sending
done-
Fred out to see if he dies?
I was gonna say no, but we've done charades before. Remember with the water elemental?
Yes.
Fred and I have done charades before.
Okay. Give me a stealth check for Fred.
Okay.
I believe in you,
He
Fred.
gets a +3 to this. We'll see what happens. Buddy boy, that's a 19.
Ooh.
Hell yeah,
Fred
frog.
is the sneakiest.
It'll-
So Fred goes through a organized, well-furnished office.
Oh, actually, I just had a great idea. Fred doesn't need to talk to me if I just look through his eyes.
Doesn't that take like 10 minutes?
No, it's just an
Okay.
action for me because it's my pact with the tome thing. I
Oh,
just touch
okay,
a
cool.
creature and it's just like, here you go.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'll just like give Adara and like Basilon the look of like, hey, please don't let me die, and then like just zoom in frog mode.
Okay. So, with Fred hopping around, you see a desk. You see, excuse me, a box marked petty cash. You see a door to the back, a door heading out of the office, and a door that you would know goes into the main hall. Have Fred give me a perception check.
Got a bonus to this too. How is this frog better at half the stuff that Ophelia does like 24/7? Hang on, I have to add another thing. Where is it?
I love that we jury-rigged a familiar for you. Like, he's not really a familiar,
He's
but
not
he's a
familiar,
buddy.
He's just a frog.
He's an adventure
it's-
frog.
Aw.
He really is, along with my adventure flower. That's an 18.
Okay. So Fred hears some voices coming from the main hall,
buddy?
but being a frog cannot interpret them.
I can though, because I'm listening.
You hear people speaking in common, muffled through the door, and you recognize Binky's voice as well as Captain's.
Ooh. Okay. What are they saying?
Can't hear from here.
I'm assuming as soon as Fred hears them, he's gonna get like hoppity hop a little bit closer, because he also understands that I am listening through him.
So he's hopping to the door.
Like closer to it, yeah, so I can actually like hear.
You seem to just hear, getting closer, you hear that Constantina is there too. And a voice that you don't recognize. And
Mhm.
they seem to be talking about how nice it is to unwind after a tough day.
Mm-hmm.
And how delicious the cocoa is.
Drink Coco?
Mhm.
Okay, I was like, what are we talking about? Is there like a person named Coco we've missed?
Are they eating people?
Soylent Green is made of people?
Coco, do you mean cockatrice?
Cocoa trees.
I love the Coco! Okay. Yeah. Um, is there anything else that would like catch Fred's eye in the room that would
Nope.
like be something? Okay. I'm on that small friend, and I'm sure he's going to. He's just gonna like take a hop moment, just do his little squeezing jump noise. Okay. Um, had were there so there was no traces of like the voice of the woman who told us to come in here, correct?
Nope.
Okay. So I will just like do the thing where I'm now like back in my own body and be like, okay, so everyone's in there.
Define everyone.
Like everyone except the old woman. And they're talking about how nice it is to relax.
So she wanted us to go in there and just murder everybody?
I mean, she told us not to die. That doesn't necessarily mean she wants us to kill anyone.
She did say earlier that she wanted us to take out Lady Malice.
Yeah, but there's everyone in there, including like someone we haven't met who I'm assuming is Malice.
Yep.
So I don't really know if we can murder her in front of everyone else, especially if they're all sitting in there.
I mean, from like an ability standpoint, I think we could do it just fine. The question of whether or not we want to do that is another one. We can still go back, like relock the doors we unlocked and pretend that we weren't snooping and just talk to them in the morning.
I'm getting such bad vibes from this old lady.
Yeah.
I mean,
As
it was
you're conversing, you hear some footsteps, and the captain peeks her head out of the door.
I press my back against the wall. I'm just trying to make myself
Does
blend
she-
into the back.
Does she?
All right, then. You're just embarrassing yourselves. Come on in.
Beans.
like, can we just see her head poking out of the door?
No, she, like, cracks the door.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Come on in.
Are you aware that the old woman who works for you wants your leader dead?
That sounds about right.
Oh, who is she?
Come on in. Lady Malice will explain everything to you. You might as well meet her now.
All right. I'll go first in case
I was
it's
gonna
a trap.
say, any of this is weird because it feels really weird.
You got that set to gold, right?
Yep. I got it set to gold. I'm already great at Dex and Con saves. Let's go.
All right.
So, following the captain, you enter the main hall where you see Constantina, the veiled woman, and Binky sitting around in their pajamas drinking hot cocoa.
Oh.
As you enter, the veiled woman sighs. So she lets you out. How very like her. She pulls her veil back to sip her cocoa, and you see snakes wind their way out, revealing she is a Medusa.
Oh.
Aw.
This again.
Now then, what exactly did my mother tell you?
Your mother.
Your mom?
That's
I mean,
Yes, that's my mom, and she's been increasingly annoying since I started the Serpent's Tooth as my own business. You can call me Mabel, that's my real name, but Lady Malice is good for business.
what do you prefer? We'll go from there, I guess.
Mabel.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay.
she said everyone was trapped here, including her, and that something we were supposed to take you out in the middle of the night was the gist I got, and we were like, pardon me, strange old woman, we have follow-up questions, and she did not answer them, so we went broadly snooping.
Mabel kind of snorts. Says, yeah, that sounds like her. I would never do to others what was done to me. I pay my staff well, and anyone is free to leave whenever they want. My mother has a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah,
Though I didn't think she'd try and kill me. I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
That's a new development? Okay.
yeah. Where do you get the Medusa from? I thought that was like a hereditary thing.
Yeah, you said something about you would never do to others what was done to you. I mean, if you don't want to talk about that, but I also have questions.
No, it's fine. My mother's no fool, Mabel says. She has old-fashioned ideas. I wasn't pretty, you see, so she, took matters into her own hands. She pats the snakes under the veil on her head. She didn't think it through entirely, though. I used to work here at the hunting lodge 10 years ago, and, as a server, my mother, had great ambitions for me, wanted me to seduce and marry one of the lords, and made a pact to improve my appearance. It was a little bit too effective. Started holding duels for me, performing stunts, and eventually they got themselves and some of their buddies killed. And after the third death, they closed the lodge, and my mother and I were driven off, hounded, you know how the thing goes. Then 7 years ago, the pact was completed, shall we say, and I took a new form. Took me about 5 years to get used to it, but smuggling creatures is pretty lucrative way to use my new talents, shall we say. My mother gouged out her own eyes for her protection. It was painfully dramatic, absolutely not necessary. I'd never hurt anyone here. I think what really irks her is that I'm not under her control anymore.
Do I believe her?
You do not get any vibe that she is lying.
All right.
Yeah.
And you have yet to meet an unfriendly Medusa.
It's true.
I was gonna say, yeah, our friend is dating a Medusa. No.
Yep.
Cool.
That doesn't mean they're all good people.
That's
You still
true.
have to check each
Not
individual
all
one.
Medusas.
And this does match the story that you heard at the beginning.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So
that explains everything.
does your mom do this to a lot of people that like come by to see what's going on? Like throw a big dramatic story, everything like that. This normal?
Usually nobody comes along. We well, Binky here and my captain, they go out, put animals on request to sleep with a sleep spell. And then, I petrify them for transport, pack them up with a stone to flesh scroll, and that's that. This is new.
Okay, so we have a mom that wants to kill her own daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
that is a lot.
There's
Yeah.
suddenly a loud crash from the courtyard, followed
Oh.
by a hoot growl. Of course. Mabel sighs. You were just the distraction.
She do this a lot.
Uh-oh.
Let's go see what she's gotten up to, shall we?
Before we get up, I want to look around. Is there anything else in the room other than like them and the hot cocoa?
There's them, some cushy seats, the hot cocoa. You were in this room before.
Okay.
This was kind of the entrance hall.
Okay. Just gonna try to find some food for the friends, the escaped friends.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, buddy.
All right.
Okay.
I will go outside at the front of the pack.
I follow.
Whoa.
Grandma's acting up. Something
Yep.
needs to be done.
Grandma needs to go sit down and have her Alka-Seltzer.
You see an owl bear standing silhouetted atop the wreckage of the previously restored gazebo. It
Aw.
rears back enraged and screeches at the moon. The captain turns to Mabel, chagrined. Yeah, we've been meaning to tell you about that.
What? So is that one not yours, or?
That one might have gotten out. We had it in the other guest house till we could find a way to put it back in the stables.
Oh,
Let me
boy.
guess. Didn't mix with the Yeti or the cockatrice.
Just didn't seem... it's just ornery.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Mabel lowers her veil. Says, look, you walked around my place without my permission. With my mother's help. I'm not endangering my people. So I'm going to leave this to you, shall we?
Oh boy.
And she takes Binky by the hand and Constantina in the other and heads back inside as the owlbear rears to charge at you.
All right.
Shall we
Okay.
roll for initiative, friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. There we
You know
go.
what? You know what, Mabel? That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, I was so
Ugh.
afraid I wasn't gonna get to use the nat 20 that Emery's gave me. I'm so happy.
That is an 18 for me.
Oh, sweet.
I got an 8.
Oh,
I got a nat
Okay.
20 plus 2. I got a 22.
oh shit.
Oh!
Okay. Adara, you got a what?
18.
18.
Damn.
And then we had... Okay. So, Ophelia, you are up first.
Okay, as the main action I'm going to perform, I am going to take the, walking, like, the big staff that is, shaped like a snake on my back, take it off, like, twirl it around and throw it at the ground, and turn it into a snake.
Yay!
Because this is just how this is now, so let me roll for the snake's initiative, because of course, I would have to do this to you after we've already gotten initiative out of the way. That's a 14.
Okay.
So that's my main action. I just want to make sure that there's nothing I can do as a side thing. I don't think so. Let's see. Nope, no. Okay, yeah, I don't think
Owl bear.
big beautiful owl bear. So yeah, I'm essentially gonna do that, and then I am going to let's see. Is it that I think I used my bonus action to command the snake, I think. So I am going to use my move action to step off to the side from where the owlbear is charging, because I'm assuming owlbears kind of work like other charging animals, in which it's very hard for them to switch direction once they start going.
Yeah.
And I'm going to step off to the side and have my snake essentially get ready to constrict this thing as soon as it gets close. Just pretty much like wrap it up in big hug, because huge snake has lots of body to wrap.
It's going to get to Adara before the snake has a chance to move. But
That's okay.
let's see what it does.
Whoa.
How about I roll with d20s, not d12s?
I mean, you could try rolling with a d12.
Please,
Oh, shit.
please do that. Please
Uh-oh.
do so. Oh,
That was one on the ground. But I
dice,
see what
curse,
it is.
dice, curse, dice, curse.
I know that hits because that is over 20.
How much over 20?
It is a 22.
Fine, that hits.
And that is with its beak. And then one with its claws is going to hit for so that's a 24. And the other is going to miss with its claws.
All right.
So
Yeah.
the beak attack is wait,
You said beak and
11
claw?
piercing damage,
Okay.
and then the claw
Claw.
is
He's been chosen.
That was so perfect.
20 slashing damage.
All right.
Ooh, maybe. I was gonna say, hey Gwen, is the music playing the combat music? Because it sounds really calm to me.
This is just a part of the combat music that is kind of calm.
Okay.
And then it is Adara's turn.
All right.
Wow.
Hang on. The song currently playing is called Stormfront. It's about the building storm. Anyway, so I'm gonna
It's like Stormfront. I don't like that.
I mean, look, just like the normal weather phenomenon, I'm gonna hit it back several times. So I'm gonna take two swings with my scimitar to start.
Okay.
That better hit. 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Please make me a strength saving throw.
When
Oh,
something
they're
hits
so
you like
strong.
a truck, you hit it back like
They're
a
strong, I'm
larger
hoping.
truck.
That's a 19.
Okay, you pass, but you still take the extra damage. So,
Oh.
that is 22 points of slashing damage.
Holy shit.
Oh
rolled
my
really well.
god.
And then since I couldn't
You
trip
hit
the
stronger
owlbear,
than an owl bear.
Ooh.
since I couldn't trip the owlbear, I'm going to try and menace it with this attack.
Okay.
So,
boss behavior.
That is
Wisdom
a
save.
24 to hit, and yeah, wisdom save.
You definitely hit, and that is a 6.
You
On the
fail.
wisdom save.
You are frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Cool.
And you will take 14 points of magic silver slashing damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna action surge.
Yeah.
Because this owlbear hit me like a truck, so I'm gonna hit it back like a bigger truck.
Like I said, you hit something like a truck, you hit it back like a bigger truck.
But Dara says,
18 on the
when
die.
I get all the turns.
Sorry, team. So that is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, you
I know,
hit.
it's great.
All
Come on,
right.
I have my snake lying in wait. It's lying
sorry.
in wait for you.
12 points of damage.
Okay.
And scimitar. Another 18. Jesus. So that is, wow. Another 12 points of damage. So I keep rolling the same numbers. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to bite the owlbear.
Wait, that was 12 again?
Yeah. Roll the same number
Okay,
twice.
so
Oh,
you bite through the owlbear, and you've never tasted owlbear before.
I have not.
So I'll ask you what owlbear tastes like as it bleeds out on the ground.
Oh, geez, I touched my
You
lipstick.
cruel, terrible person.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
non-lethal
no.
because it hit me really hard. So I'm gonna say it tastes like poultry, but make it gamey. Because it's bear.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
Oh,
yeah.
so like duck or something.
Like gamey, not like the good meat. Like it's tough.
Oh, okay.
The
so,
opposite of
if you
duck.
took yeah, so like if you took the texture of like really stiff venison. and
Chicken
made
that's
it
been
poultry.
going way too long.
Yeah. Gee,
sorry,
Adara,
team.
why does the DM let you have all the KOs?
I'm the fighter. This is what I'm
Is the
for.
owlbear just flat dead?
Yes.
Ah, man, I was hoping like if it was just like on the verge, like I could slap a spare the dying on it.
She overkilled it.
I'm sorry.
You're like,
I-
nope, not until I get my turn.
I even
I
thought to
mean-
myself, like, oh,
It
I
had
should.
59 hit points, and she gave it 60 damage.
Mm.
And she was about to bite it, so spare the dying would not help.
No, wouldn't have worked. Oh, no.
You know what? It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, man. Adara got hit, and then she just took that as a challenge.
Yeah. I
oh.
also like that it briefly knew to be afraid of Adara.
Yeah,
And then
it,
it died.
it died in fear.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Oh my god! Put that on Adara's wall of accomplishments. made
I
it
really
owlbear
did
afraid
think to
of her.
myself, like, I should use non-lethal for this so that the owlbear lives, and then it did half my HP in one hit, and I was just like, this owlbear is gonna fucking die.
Fair.
So, as the owlbear bleeds out on the destroyed gazebo, you see its blood mingle with a trail of blood that seems to be going from the kennel you were in to that other building that is that you did not explore. That is right across the way from the gazebo near the entrance.
Oh?
I switched back to the map. Well, I think I know where the mom went.
Yeah, the only question I think now is the mom still around? I think.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the snake follow us.
Oh,
big ol'
also,
snake.
Idara, if you want, you can switch that because it happens around is like 6 seconds. For
Oh,
the
yeah,
next
yeah.
6 seconds, for until we get there, you can heal.
Yeah, bonus action, my tattoo flashes to pink.
Aww.
Yeah, just keep doing that until maybe
Yep.
you get to as much as you can.
How many
the
seconds
next
does it
minute.
take us to get over there?
Dude, sandstorm with the door's tattoo.
I'll just, maybe like 12 seconds, right? Before we start talking to her?
I mean, if she's alive.
I mean, yeah, but like 12 seconds to like, recuperate and go to the building.
Yeah, it's gonna take us a second to get there.
Okay.
We can't get there in 6 seconds. We're fast. We're not that fast.
Yeah.
We're not on
Hey,
that
Dara,
mission.
Adara does the thing that I always struggle with because I am also 5 foot something. My friends have longer strides than me, so one stride is like 3 for me. Like,
Oh my god.
I have tiny legs. Tiny legs.
So Dara, just slow your walk to Basilan
Yeah.
and Ophelia length, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So you arrive at the door to the tannery, which, unlike all the other doors, is unlocked. And you see a trail of blood leading into it. The door is open.
Okay, just for Ophelia reference, is this blood wet or starting
Yes.
to dry?
It is wet blood.
ooh.
Ew, that's not good. Okay. Peek head in, have snake peek head in. Everyone can take a peek in.
The 7 dwarfs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a Scooby-Doo stack again.
This room smells rank, like old blood. And what you
Ugh.
see is the old woman standing over a stone table, draining the cockatrice's blood into a chalice.
Hey,
She's still alive, I presume, she says. Pity. She
yeah.
flings the chalice of blood and the now dead cockatrice to the ground. A glowing portal opens where it lands, and a hellhound leaps out. Roll for initiative again!
All right.
Can we just keep our order?
Yeah, you can keep your order.
Oh,
okay.
so
Grandma, you are a problem.
Again, Grandma needs to take her Alka-Seltzer and take a nap.
This is what happens when you don't get the early bird special. She gets cranky and she starts doing rituals
Oh
in the
no.
basement.
Okay, so I will now
give
remove the
Grandma
cockatrice.
So, how much could Adara have healed during that? I did 3 rounds.
So it's 1d4 plus...
1d4 per round because it's a bonus action, so that would be 3d4.
Yeah, so that's what
Is
I
it
did.
1d4 plus something, or is it just 1d4?
Plus 1. So then it will be plus 3.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I healed for 3 rounds, but I don't know if more rounds had passed.
Oh, give yourself another 2.
All right.
Yeah.
So I fumble my caltrop.
As long as it doesn't go on the floor and doesn't disappear.
I rolled 2 1s. That's fine.
It's fine.
I was gonna say, Ophelia has a healing potion. She could, like, clip off her waist and...
Adara
Like,
has
totally,
second
if you
wind.
want.
Like, she'll be fine. She's also, the meat shield, so, like, she'll be fine. But, like,
She's like, well, here comes the second truck.
yeah. Now, do I have time to switch my tattoo back to gold before the combat starts, or is that in combat?
I'll say you can do it as you see that portal open.
All right.
Yay.
Just
Why did I put her as Granny in my thing? She's not a grandma. But anyway, here we
I mean,
go.
Depends.
Ophelia, you are up first.
Okay, just out of curiosity, what do I know about hellhounds based on everything else? Like, the nature that I have aware of, like, everything else in this old McDonald monstrosity.
Let's see. You know... Oh, you, who is tight with your mom, would know a lot about hellhounds, so I won't even make you roll for it. Because they are fiends. They are dogs. They're like dogs, but they're fiends. They breathe fire.
Mm-hmm.
And they like to hunt in packs.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if we can keep one,
And they're good at following orders.
if we can
Okay.
keep one,
They're very trainable for anyone with an evil disposition.
Okay. I mean,
What if we replace evil with bitey disposition?
I was gonna say, what if we just like replace evil with anyone who has fiend blood? because that's
I mean, we could try and play with
literally
that.
all of us. I'm going to
That puts me out of the picture.
wait. How did you get? Wait, what are
Because
is your
the
tiefling
tieflings in
thing?
Sinauna do not take. There's no fiend stuff in Sinauna, so the tieflings in Sinauna take after the deer that live on the islands.
Ah,
That's so cool.
I love that.
That's
So we have a deer
cool.
tiefling, which have the same stats as the normal tieflings, and the counterbout tiefling, which are like bull tieflings, which have a completely different thing that they do.
Ooh,
That's
fun.
so cool.
Yeah.
I love the idea of tieflings just like being centaurs, but like with normal deer antlers. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
It does technically
I-
also put Adara out of the running as she has demon blood and not devil blood.
Oh no, it's up to me. Oh no.
No, Adara will try anyway.
Adara's gonna like be like, I speak Abyssal, but this is fine.
The dog will learn Abyssal eventually.
Yes. I mean the dog does
There's
get
a-
language. The dog
So
does
there's a
understand
big
language.
portal between you and the old woman. And
Okay.
there's a fiery dog standing on your side of the portal.
Is there enough
Okay.
room to go around the portal, or does it fill the whole building?
It does fill, you cannot go around it.
Okay.
Okay.
See, I don't know how big it is, but I will say that, yeah, you can't go around. Oh, it's on the map. Jesus Christ, Jess. I don't know how
big
big
enough
it
to
is.
fit a dog. I don't
It's on
know
the
how
map.
big the thing actually would have to be.
Is it on
Yeah,
our map?
it's on a map.
No, it's on a map.
It's on a map. It's that ovular thing inside the room.
So it's like off to the side.
Yep, there's a
Okay.
portal.
Oh, so it's 10 feet wide. Okay. It's like, yeah. Right
Yeah,
about.
you
Okay.
can go
so-
around it.
There's
Alright.
maneuverability.
I am going to look at the Hellhound for my turn, and I'm going to look at it, and in Infernal, I am going to say, let's see. I'd say, you know, my mom would be really disappointed in you if you hurt me, right? And I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this as like a persuasion thing, or if I
It'd
want to
be
do this
animal
as a...
handling. Well, it's not an animal. But it might be an animal
That's
for
why
you.
Well, that's why I'm sitting here and I'm like, do I do this as a like persuasion thing? Because it can understand me. It can understand Infernal.
Right.
That's why I'm like, do I want to do this as an animal handling or do I want to do this as vicious mockery? I'm gonna do this as like a persuasion thing, if you will.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm appealing to the dog's sensibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19.
Yes, you hit the dog.
That was persuasion.
Oh, that was persuasion. I was like, are
Yeah.
you viciously mocking the dog? For its
No.
Hit
life
the dog with your
choices?
words.
Okay.
No, because I don't attack with vicious mockery. You have to defend against it.
Right. The dog, the hellhound kind of sits and looks back at her and then looks at you and kind of cocks its head and looks a little bit confused.
And I'm just gonna like look at the dog and be like, you know my mom, you know, and I'm gonna like gesture to the woman behind him and be like, you know this isn't your mom, and that's gonna be my turn.
Oh, okay.
In action, I did a talkie with the doggy.
Keep the dog.
Keep the dog.
I would love
Add
to
to
keep
pack.
the dog. I would love to keep the dog if that meant that the dog could like chill.
I want Adara to have a pack of only weird dogs.
At this point, the old woman kind of growls and looks irritated. And she places her hand on the portal, and you see it kind of like sear her flesh. And another hellhound leaps out.
More dog.
More
More
dogs.
dog.
More dog, more dog.
At this point, she's just giving us presents.
Yeah.
And Adara,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
All right. Is there enough room for me to scoot around the portal and dogs to get to her? Or do I have to go through something?
There's a table in the way.
I can
You
vault the
could
table.
get around. You could
Alright,
get
Okay,
around.
but what if you action movie slide over the table like it's the hood of a car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Dukes of Hazard it.
That's the plan. I'm plenty athletic. I could do that.
Yep, you can do that.
All right. I want to get all up in her business.
Okay.
I
Don't hurt
want
the dogs.
her to be between me and the portal, though, because I do not trust that.
How far can you go?
I have a speed of 30 feet.
Support to kick that woman.
You were
into the
outside the
window.
door?
Yeah, I was also probably at the front because that's where I hang out. I'm willing to do a cool wall run if necessary.
You can
I
do
have
that. You
boots
can
of
do
spider
it.
climb, so
I was gonna say, yeah. Oh my god! Imagine how
just
cool
go
that
up on the
would be.
ceiling.
You
Yeah,
can
like
do it.
Inception, run around it.
All right.
And then just whap
Just-
this woman.
You know, brisk walk, like up along the wall, so it's clear that it's not like just a run. Land behind her. I'm gonna take 2 swings with my scimitar. Because, you know, we could have talked, and then you had to go and do this. So that is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Great. I'm gonna trip her. She's probably not as strong as an owlbear. Oh,
Oh, right. You have to do your thing.
okay. So she needs to make me a strength saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that's bad. That's 5.
Ah, fail. So she falls
Oh.
prone. She also takes 19 points of damage,
Okay.
Oh!
and then my subsequent
And
attacks have
then,
advantage.
as a reaction,
Oh, okay.
she points her finger at you.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, hellish rebuke. 'Cause you-
She's gonna rebuke
Oh my
me.
God.
19, 18.
Oh, you are not rebuked. Well, you're going to take half damage, which for you will be a quarter damage.
Oh, because it's
And
fire.
for
Awesome.
her,
Yeah, it's
that
great.
is going to
Okay.
be... She's casting it at what? Level 5.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, imagine being a powerful spellcaster. I could not.
I could never.
Tara could never.
Let's just roll this on Google, because that's easier.
I just imagine Adara going off on like this rant, like everyone I know uses magic. Why can't any of you use a weapon? And then Basilon and like Ophelia are just sitting there like, did we tell her?
No.
Did we tell her?
No.
31 fire damage, but take a quarter
right.
of it.
So halved to 15, halved to
Half.
7.
7.
Yep.
7 or 8,
Alright.
yeah. One of the two.
I think you always round down in 5e.
Yeah.
I thought it was always you round down if
up. You round up.
you
in
round
5e.
up if it's a bad
okay.
thing, round down if it's a positive, I think.
Yeah.
Then it's 16
8.
to 8. All
Yeah.
right. So that is okay. All right. And then I'm gonna take another swing at her
Do it.
with advantage because she's not tripped.
Basilon and Ophelia are just like the dogs.
So that's a 24 to hit.
That indeed hits.
Because I dodged the 2. All right. Please take another 12 points of magic silver slashing damage,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna bite her.
Nom, 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 nom.
Natural 20
Oh my god.
Ooh.
to bite the
gosh.
warlock. So
Yeah.
don't
Give me
mind if
all
I
that
do.
damage.
Adara, but like a Pac-Man noise.
So that's 17
Oh my
points of
God.
piercing.
I want now an Adara Pac-Man emote.
Walk, 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 walk.
Oh, we'll have
Waka,
to make
waka,
one for the
waka, waka.
server. We'll
Oh
have
my
to.
god. It's just gonna be a chain chomp. That's what a chain chomp is.
Did you say 17?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I assume she's still fine.
I mean, she's on the ground and she looks pissed off.
Fair.
I mean, yeah.
All right, that's my turn because I can only action surge once, and I already did with an owlbear. Yeah.
It is Snake's turn.
Owl bear. I was gonna say, we really just entered in and we just Jennifer Coolidge, I'm taking the dog, dumbass, from this woman, didn't we? Okay, I'm gonna have Snake do this big thing where it's just gonna neum in there, and I'm gonna have it like wrap itself around this woman.
Okay.
I don't know if the dogs are gonna get an attack of opportunity and or if they will, given the fact that I kinda like persuaded one to chill.
Just say one of them will.
Okay, I'm assuming Fresh Doggo is going to
Yeah.
be upset because you didn't get the talking to. Like
I should have given it to Adara too, but I figured she just ran on the ceiling or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like Adara would also be aware at this point that like if you break the snake, you break Ophelia's heart.
Oh, no, I meant when Adar ran by the hellhounds.
Oh, okay.
So that's an 18 to hit the snake.
Okay, that will hit the snake. How much damage is the boy gonna take? This
That
HP.
is going to be 6 piercing damage plus
That's not that bad.
7 fire damage.
Okay, so that's 13. Okay, that's not that bad.
Okay.
The snake and I now have the same max at the moment. Okay, so she's still prone, so then snake gets advantage on this. Okay.
Okay.
Snake's gonna come over and just do a little rappy rap. That's a 17.
Yes, that will get her.
Okay. Well, you did the bad. Now you get the rap. Okay. Let's see. That is 15 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm gonna make this non-lethal, and then this woman is grappled. She
Grappled.
is restrained.
Got it. Okay. It is now the doggy's turn.
Oh, it's doggo clock.
And one of them is going to attack. The other one still seems a little bit unsure. And
this dog having an existential crisis in the middle of battle.
yeah. And
What does it mean to be a good boy?
What
can
indeed?
goodness truly mean in a world where we live in hell?
Oh no.
And it doesn't lunge. It just goes "Wah," and exhales a bunch of fire breath. And I
Oh,
would
boy.
like Ophelia and Basilan to give me a dex save.
Okay.
Okay.
Won't
Oh.
hurt you that much though, because you're fire resistant.
Dex save. That's a 15 for me.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a 6. That's not that bad though, because we're gonna take half of that anyway.
Okay. So Basilan, you will take half damage. Ophelia, or Basilan, you'll take quarter damage. Ophelia, you'll take half of this shitty roll that I just did. It's 8, 10, 16. So Ophelia, you'll
Take an
take
8.
8, and then
Basilan take a
Basilan take 4.
4.
Yeah.
And then it's Basilan's turn.
Finally, we get to see the best girl do her job.
Ah! Bad dog! Bad dog!
Oh no.
Okay. I guess for in reaction to the fire breath, I'm gonna go ahead and reaction cast a spell called Apolaki's Light. So I would like them to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Both dogs or just the one dog?
Just the one.
Okay.
Just like the one bad boy.
Yeah,
the one-
leave Marzipan
that-
alone.
Again,
12,
we have crouton.
so-
Why not name it Toast?
Is it a different animal already named Toast?
Yeah, different animal. I think Victoria's animal is Toast.
Yeah.
Toast 2.
Oh, Victoria is Toast. Okay.
I
Okay,
can't
so that
remember what
fails.
Victoria's animal is though.
A puppy.
Is it a dog?
Oh, it's a winter wolf, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
More
Yes.
dogs. More dogs. Okay, so what did you roll?
A 12.
12. Okay, so that fails. So it
Ah.
takes 11 points of radiant damage, and since it failed, it's blinded.
Oh no.
Nice.
My shiny teeth and me shiny teeth.
Also-
And okay, that was my reaction for that round. And you know what? Can I guiding bolt the old lady?
Yeah.
I think you get
Okay,
advantage
that-
because she's grappled.
Yeah,
It
because
will
is
be
that
harder.
is that an attack thing, or is that just something where she has to make a reaction?
No, I have to attack. So is it at disadvantage or
It's a
advantage?
disadvantage because she's
Okay.
prone.
Okay.
Oh.
No, this is
Wait, isn't that an advantage then, though? If she's...
Oh, but it's an advantage because she's grappled, so just make it a straight roll.
Okay, let me roll.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be advantage if she's prone, disadvantage because she's grappled? Wouldn't it be the other way around?
No, it's a ranged attack, so disadvantage because she's prone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So-
okay.
Oh,
regular.
right,
roll.
it's just disadvantage. Sorry. No.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Here we go. Wait.
No, it's straight roll. It's straight roll.
Okay.
Because
This
it's
is
disadvantage
why-
because she's prone, but
This is
advantage because she's grappled. So it's a straight
Dragon
roll.
game will never be easy.
In what world? But I got a natural 20.
Hey!
Yeah.
So how that works on this show
Mhm.
is that you do the max damage that you can do, and then you roll on top of that.
Oh my god. That's
So
obscene.
like if it's a d6, you take 6 and then you roll a d6.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
So Guiding Bolt is 4d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I roll again. Okay, so 2. I rolled really lousy on this last one. It's 4.
It's okay. It's the thought that counts.
6. So 24 plus 6 is 30? Is it? I
Six
can't
So-
do
plus,
that.
6 plus 6?
Wait, 24 plus. I did not roll well. Yeah.
Okay,
What-
what's the math question?
Okay, no. Okay, so it's a total of 30.
Mm-hmm.
30. But also, I have a thingy I can do because I only have to create. Okay.
Tell me
so,
your thingy.
Okay, so it is a thing that is called Revitalize and Renew. At 6th level, I can transform my destructive energies into revitalizing light. When I score a critical hit, choose one creature within 30 feet that I can see, and that creature immediately regains hit points equal to half the damage I just dealt. So Adara
Yeah!
gets 15 points back.
Yay!
Oh, that's awesome! Is that another thing from the Sina Una?
Yep, it's part of the volcano domain for the clerics.
I love
That's
it.
so cool.
So, what does it look like when you destroy her?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I imagine just Basilan just holds her hand out and this like mixture of like radiant and like almost like magma like swirling around it like shoots out. It hits the woman and just kind of like you know how when rocks crack you see like the lava coming out from like peeking through the cracks and stuff? I imagine that's like what's happening to her body from within the snake grapple.
Good.
I love that.
And her body, I will let Snake release on its. Oh wait, Snake is around her. Her body gets sucked into the portal
Ooh.
as the snake releases it, followed by the hellhounds, and then the corpse of the cockatrice. Black tendrils emerge from the portal and starts lashing the walls of the building, shaking it. And I would like you all to give me a wisdom save.
Uh-oh.
Is this Hadar? Is this Hadar being angry? You said wisdom?
Yeah.
Team,
Okay.
can I use the inspiration?
What did you just roll? Because I wanted to ask.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh my god, you guys! Okay, I got
Okay.
a 13!
Here's my question.
I will
Can-
tell you what, you all failed.
All right.
I was gonna even say, if Adar wants the inspiration, I'll just use the great enemy scale.
I mean, that's
It's
valid.
okay. The team that fails together lives together.
Sometimes.
Well, you each just take 4 damage. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, is it like permanent damage?
Where's
No.
the butt?
No.
Okay.
And you see another hellhound attempting to emerge before it gets sucked back into the portal.
Oh, buddy.
And the
Bye.
tentacles start whipping around this building. And you can tell that this tannery is going to collapse in a matter of seconds.
We gotta go!
Yeah.
I would like
I'm
to
gonna-
leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna run past it if people are running too slow, Snake will scoop them and we can run.
I am bolting.
Within 18 seconds, the tannery collapses into the portal, which is then grabbed in by tentacles and vanishes.
Oh.
Whoops.
Well, that happened.
I mean, wasn't our fault.
No.
Yeah, well, it happens, you know, sometimes that's just a Saturday night, I guess.
She started it.
You know what? Yeah, that's been our excuse, hasn't it?
Mabel comes out, surveys the scorched area and the remnants of the tannery, or where the tannery once was, shakes her head and says, she's gone then. What a waste.
Sorry.
Suppose I should thank you, regardless of the damage.
Do you know what happened all right there?
Seems like she, found you to be unreliable and was calling on maybe her, patron to take us out.
Oh boy.
I'm just trying to think, like, would Ophelia know which one this is?
Given your history with, fiends and stuff, you could definitely tell that her mom was a warlock of the fiend, but it'd be hard to tell which one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Is there anything you want us to do about this?
Well, token of friendship. And she signals to Constantina, who comes running back with a wand.
Hold up. Friendship?
Between me and you.
Yeah. We still have beef with you. For
Excuse me?
When we were poking around, we saw a Yeti. You're selling people sentient creatures? As part of your business?
I sell exotic animals.
They have language.
They do?
Yeah, Yetis.
Do I believe her?
Yeah, they speak their own language.
Yeah, you can give me an insight check for that.
Sure. Natural 1.
Oh my god.
May I use the
don't
group
know what to
inspiration?
believe.
Who are you people?
She's a liar.
I just had a buyer who wanted the Winter Screamer. Do the abominable ones? Do they speak? Are they? We couldn't make heads or tails of what they were saying and just assumed that they were screaming.
Yeah, no.
It's actually they converse with each other, and not in the way that like birds do.
No, they genuinely do speak to each other. It's a thing.
Fascinating. Well, we'll have to put him back right away. That just won't do.
All
How do
right.
you apologize to a Yeti? Meat?
Probably.
Probably. That's a good way
Based
to
on
do
what
it.
I know, I think that'd probably be your best bet, given the fact that it doesn't seem like anyone outside of them speaks the language.
I'll be writing a sternly worded letter to that customer. No, I do not deal in that sort of business whatsoever.
All right. Then sure. Friendship is back on the table.
And she hands you a wand of stone to flesh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Potentially useful.
Yeah, you know, in case anything happens. Worried
show
that's
that-
foreshadowing?
I'm not a threat to you.
Good to know.
I mean, I didn't
Oh.
really consider that, but okay.
So,
Guys, we have a
speaking of... Oh, sorry.
Problem. We have a problem.
Yeah, is it about what we were sent here to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I was like, oh, happy ending. Nope. Capitalism.
Yeah, speaking of threats to you, the guy who thinks he owns this lodge wants to reopen it for lodge reasons. He sent us here to, you know, make sure it was up to code or whatever.
Well, that'll
Obviously,
put a cramp
we
in
need
my
to-
business.
Huh?
That'll put a cramp in my business.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, you know, regardless of what we tell him, I imagine he'll want to either send more people to try and make it up to code, or he'll want to come investigate himself If we just tell him like, oh, sorry, the whole thing's been flattened, then like, he'll want to confirm.
Yeah.
So it may be, that may be an ongoing thorn in your side, regardless of how we end up parting ways.
She pauses for a minute, seems to be thinking. And you can see, despite the veils, the snake swirling around on her head. His new lodge will need an administrator, won't it?
Maybe divert from the exotic animal business if you're willing to part with that. And, team up with this guy and, start a new business venture.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about maybe, not selling living things.
I know he's not going to want to deal with me face to face. Would you be willing to work for me? I'd hire you as intermediaries. 300 gold a week?
I mean, I need money. I need to find a way back home, so I'll take that job.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, you're gonna be getting hopefully the Lord Devlin will keep his promise, and hopefully you can start saving money to, find a way to, return from where you once came.
Oh yeah, we're also definitely telling him that he's paying us more because we found him an administrator to run his lodge in addition to making sure it was safe to use.
Yeah, we deserve hazard pay at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got paid the hazard pay for potential curses. The hazard pay I don't think counts a bullet attack and hellhound attack and an owlbear attack and a murderous
grandmother.
Mom.
Oh yeah,
so
mom.
I think so there's more hazard pay to be on top of that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this was a lot. I didn't realize how deep this went. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good night though.
Looks like this is gonna be an administrative nightmare.
Well, it sounds like we have a deal. And Mabel reaches out her hand to shake with oh my god. Where's my friggin' brain?
Basilan?
Yes. I'm like with Sonia. She reaches out her hand to shake Sonia's hand.
The fourth wall is gone.
Welcome to the screen.
Welcome to the Serpent's Tooth, or whatever this place is going to be called in a few months.
We'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
And the other two of you, pleased to meet you, and hope to see you in the future with less, hellish shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we should have lunch together at some point. Our friend is dating the Medusa, and I feel like you guys would get along really well.
I would love that.
Oh. Is she being serious or is she being sarcastic?
She's being serious.
Aww.
I'm glad she's being serious because I definitely had a moment where I was just like, Ophelia, you can't just assume that all Medusas want to hang out with each other.
No, I just figured that she would be chill to hang out with the fact that there is someone else who doesn't immediately go, oh, yes, you're a monstrous person.
Yeah. And I think as you head back, two of you head back to get paid, and one of you starts training, is where we will leave tonight's adventure. The Serpent's Tooth. From
We did it!
Yay!
So we are going to do a raid, so stick around, but thank you so much, Sonia, for joining us. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I had so much fun!
Oh, go ahead and beat me to the punch.
Yeah!
So, Sonia, tell us, where can we find you in real life?
Okay, on real life. So, hi, I'm Sonia. I am a character designer and illustrator, and I do a lot of tabletop-related projects while I try to make my way into the animation industry. But if you want to see what I'm up to, you can follow me at Sony Baloney Art across all social media platforms. But I am most active on Twitter, and I'm not sponsored by these people. But if you want to check out the cool things that Basilan can do, you can find Sinauna, I believe, on is it the Deck of Many? You can find the PDF online and pre-order the physical book. It's got a lot of really, really, really cool stuff on there. And
I'll find the link. I'll send it in there.
Yeah. And I guess since I got to play my Filipino tiefling, I guess I would just like to say, in light of what's happening, stop Asian hate, lift up and stand up with AAPI voices, and remember to keep your activism intersectional.
Heck yeah. Ophelia, who are you in the real life and where can we find you?
Hi, my name is Ink. You can find me on Twitter at These Dead Pens, where I like to meme and scream about things. This whole week, what have I been memeing and screaming about? Oh, I've been screaming about how new Jim Crow laws, they're still not cool. The 24th century, still not fantastic. Who would have guessed? And as Sonia also said, as another Asian American, I would like to encourage you to look at the Stop Asian Hate card and consider what you can do, even if it is not financial at this point in time. You don't have to do a lot to help people, and you don't have to do a lot to be kind to yourself as an Asian person right now, because it can be very hard to exist in a world right now that is not proud of you and is not willing to uplift you. And that's what I'm going to say for the night.
What's up? Adara, who are you in the real life and where can we find you?
I'm Gwendy B all over the internet, except Instagram, where I'm Gwendy B _arts because Gwendy B was taken. I'm an illustrator. You can find me mostly on Twitter if you like seeing pictures and studies and thumbnails and compositions and all that nonsense. I also run a Patreon that is just one tier. It's free posts breaking down my illustration stuff, and if you pay $2 a month, you get to see them a little earlier than everyone else.
And I am Jess. You can I have a Kickstarter going on right now, so come support Cryptids Inc. It's running for a little bit of time. Also, I am playing in a game tomorrow for Jasper's Game Day as part of GaryCon. And I don't know the channel because I literally just agreed to do this, but I will be hosting it here. It's at noon Eastern, and I'm going to be playing basically Incineroar in a it's called Melee Ball, and it's D&D characters playing basically magic soccer. So I'm a Leonin with 4 points in Battlemaster Fighter and 1 in Sorcerer, and his name is Roar of the Flames, because
Good.
he's Incineroar.
Good.
And on Monday I have a game coming out called Blah.
That's a nice name.
Thank you. It's great. Playing Possum, where you can play as possum folk and also have like possum, skunk, armadillo, and badger NPCs in your 5e game. So that'll be coming to the DM's Guild shortly. And we are going to go shoot our behind the scenes Patreon video right now. So sign up for our Patreon to support us and see those videos and hang out with us in the Discord. Next week, we will be back right here playing Dangerous Dealings with Dryads by S.L. Parker from
Spoilers.
Uncaged Volume 4. And right now, let's go raid Persephoroth. She's playing Hades. And
Fun.
I freaking love that game. So have a great night. We love you. And thank you so much for spending your evening with us. We hope to see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, friends.